2005 is the year of the veteran, and many of those great people here in London enjoying the hockey all week long. And they look forward to a good one here for that trophy, the Memorial Cup. Who takes it away? Will it be Sidney Crosby and the Oceanic, or Corey Perry and the London Knights? We shouldn't underestimate, Nick, the contribution of Corey Perry all season long for Team Canada at the World Junior Hockey Championship, certainly leading this London Knights team to a record-setting season, and now ultimately here in this championship final.
Everybody knew what a good hockey player Corey Perry was coming into this Memorial Cup, but for my money, he's answered everything Sidney Crosby has without the attention. But every time Sidney Crosby's come up with a good game, he'd come right back with a goal and an assist or a very timely play for his hockey club. That's why this championship game has so much sizzle, because once again these guys get to go head-to-head and prove that they're both catalysts for their hockey clubs.
Goaltending scenario is certainly interesting for the London Knights. So much speculation over the course of the week, as to whether or not Adam Dennis would carry the mail all the way through. Well, they did put Gerald Coleman in. Dale Hunter deciding to give him an opportunity, but we firmly believe that Adam Dennis, John, will be back in the crease today.
Yes, to play one game. It was nice that Gerald Coleman got to play one game, but Adam Dennis played against Rimouski, and after the first period, he was pretty good. And so Mark Hunter made that trade in January to get Dennis, and the reason was the Memorial Cup experience. So here you're in the Memorial Cup final. Who are you going to go with?
Yeah.
Go with your experienced guy.
And at the other end, we all know that it's going to be Cedric Desjardins, situation where at times he's looked pretty good, but other times he struggles, so there's no doubt he's going to have to bring his A game.
Guys, the head coach for the Rimouski Oceanic, Doris Labonte, took issue with the London Knights' assertion that Cedric Desjardins used cheater blades on his skates over the course of this year, and he fired back yesterday saying that the London Knights should be more concerned with the things that they do illegally, like crashing the net.
I hope we're going to see a fair game. I mean, everybody has heard, I think it was on TV tonight, that there was a complaint by the Knights concerning Cedric Desjardins' skates, and it was absolutely false. There was no reason to say that he's got illegal equipment with his on his skates, to help him to move quicker or what. So we don't appreciate that kind of complaining, maybe to try to disturb the team and the goalie himself. And on the ice, it's going to be we hope that what we have seen in the first game, we won't see that again, or if we see that again, maybe we hope the referee is going to be ready for that. The chargings that were done on the goalie intentionally.
John, it's all your fault. You brought the goalie skate on the set here in Hockey Central, made a big deal saying that the London Knights were complaining about Cedric Desjardins using the cheater blade. And look, you're stirring up controversy.
Yes, Doris Labonte did have a point. The London Knights were very aggressive on Desjardins in the first game that they played. Danny Frisky ran over him a couple of times and got called for it once, but could have been called for it a couple times. And I think that's the way London plays, because they don't rely on one line. They like to get goals from all three of their lines, and Fritschke charging the net hard. And that was in overtime, Nick, and I know you thought that one might have been a penalty. He was called on the other one, but they let that one go.
Well, typical Dale Hunter hockey at its finest, and Cedric Desjardins is going to have to deal with that. There's no doubt that he's going to send the guys crashing hard to the net.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, come on, you played with Dale Hunter.
Oh,
Is there anybody that stirred the pot more than this guy? Just think about the way he played. Big scrums, he'd start it, let the big guys come in and fight, and then end up kind of sneaking out the back door.
But that's Doris Labonte also sending a message, too, to the officials.
Selling the officials.
Yeah, you bet.
Selling the officials before the game starts, and the first time you can bet. And Cedric Desjardins is pretty good at embellishing, so you can bet anybody comes close to him, he'll be doing a 2.5 before he hits the water.
Well, penalties will play a factor in this just because, again, both sides very strong when it comes to special teams. Nick, you can't take bad penalties on either side.
No, and Eric Tremblay did against Ottawa. He took 3 in the first period. Well, you didn't have game breakers on the Ottawa 67s as you do with Sidney Crosby and company, and all away from the puck. Guys, we can talk all we want about the offense of Rimouski, but defensively, there are holes on this hockey club, and it comes in the fashion of defensive play. Getting beat to the net, as Tremblay does here, and then having to take a penalty to to regroup.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you know what? They're going to have that type of start. This game's going to be over in the first period, not against London. They have to have one game where they show discipline for 60 minutes. Give yourself a chance to win this hockey game. Taking bad penalties will not do that.
And conversely, for the Rimouski Oceanic, I mean, they're almost automatic on the power play, so London will have to be aware of that.
Well, London didn't get their power play going till the last game against Ottawa. They had 3 goals. Rimouski had 3 in their last game. But Rimouski was shorthanded 26 times in their 4 games.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Nick. They cannot be in the penalty box.
All right, John Garrett and Nick Kyprios have assembled their list in terms of a breakdown, comparisons. The Oceanic to the London Knights. Who's the top goaltender? Forwards, defense, coaching, special teams. Go down the list. That's coming up after the break. It's the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup on Rogers Sportsnet.
This June on Rogers Sportsnet. Canada's baseball team, the Toronto Blue Jays, are on all month with home games in high definition. Sportsnet is also home to MLB matchups featuring the best games and the biggest dogs. Catch great international soccer action as some of the world's best teams compete in the FIFA Confederations Cup. And witness all the pedals of the medal excitement as Sportsnet is home to all the drama of NASCAR racing. All this and more, all June, only on Rogers Sportsnet.
Canada's a big country, and from coast to coast, we love where we live. In fact, we wouldn't live anywhere else. We love our families, and we love keeping them safe. That's why, for well over a century, ADT Security has helped protect more Canadian homes than any other. For about $1 a day, ADT can help protect your family and home with burglary protection and 24-hour fire monitoring. Our trained monitoring center staff will be watching out for you around the clock, ready to help. So even if you're not always there, ADT is. Call 1-877-557-5636 now. And for a limited time, you can save $100 off the installation of any new ADT security system. Some of your neighbors may already enjoy the peace of mind of knowing ADT is helping to keep them safe. For your $100 savings, call now or visit adt.ca/TV. Why? Because ADT is always here, and always there.
Get quality Napa parts right off the shelf. Napa, get the good stuff.
Oasis is coming, which is big news. They played sold-out big shows in big stadiums. And after 3 long years, their first North American show is in Canada. But not here.
They're playing in a small club. The first of 3 Molson Canadian Rockstar concerts this summer. You could be there if you open up a specially marked case of Molson Canadian and find a Rockstar Access Pass. Must be legal drinking age, no purchase necessary. It starts here.
City of London should feel great pride for the show that they've put on all week long here at the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup Championship. And ultimately, if they prepare a bit, and I firmly believe that they will, I think that this city is a shoo-in for either the 2009 World Junior Hockey Championship or the 2012, again, based on the show that they've put forth here. Guys, we wanted to make some comparisons in terms of Rimouski versus London. We put you two fine analysts on the hot seat, and we're going to start with the goaltenders, move into the defense, forwards, special teams, coaching staff, and then the X factor. So let's go with goaltenders. Who gets the edge in goal, John?
Well, I think Rimouski has problems because Cedric Desjardins lets in a bad goal every game, and so London has the edge in goal.
Yeah, for London, goaltending's never been an issue. It's been very consistent, very steady, and they have, on the opposite side, not let the bad goal in.
Defense, John?
Again, London has such depth, and Rimouski's in trouble there. They just don't have, with Scalzo and Coulomb, those are the only 2 guys they got in their offensive defense.
But, John, you know what? I will give them the edge here because at least Coulomb and Scalzo are game breakers on the blue line, and they have the ability to take that next level, maybe score a big goal.
Up front, John, who has the edge there?
Rimouski.
Wow.
You're a one-line team, but it's a pretty darn good one line, and I think Rimouski's forwards, because of Sidney Crosby and his line, get the edge.
No, and as much as I love Sidney and his line mates, depth will overcome.
Special teams, power play, shorthanded scenarios, John?
Well, special teams, again, Rimouski, because of the Crosby line, because how every time they have the man advantage, they pass the puck so well, Rimouski gets the edge.
Agree, totally agree. And if you're a Rimouski fan, let's hope that you probably have 5 or 6 opportunities, because you'll need them to try to win.
All right, you might have to do some explaining after this one.
Yes.
Coach, who's the number 1 coach?
Well, my chum Dale Hunter's not going to like this one, but Doris Labonte's won before. He did it in Rimouski. His junior experience is much more extensive than Dale Hunter, and I think Doris Labonte gets the edge there.
No, I got to give it to Dale Hunter because he does have the last change. He is the home team with the best record all week, and he'll have a chance to throw out a Prust in situations where he can check Sidney Crosby.
And the unpredictable, the X factors in this one.
You're playing at home,
yeah.
And 11 of the last 12 teams had a bye. London not only had the bye, but they're playing at home, so they get the edge with the X factor.
X factor, the best player on the ice. This is a long shot, but the X factor is the best player on the ice is Sidney Crosby, and he belongs to Rimouski.
John, I want you to expand a little bit on the goaltending of the Oceanic in Cedric Desjardins. I mean, what will be the primary role here of the London Knights? What will they be thinking? Shoot on this guy?
Well, look at their first game.
Yeah.
Mark Method scored in the first minute from the corner, and every game he lets in at least one bad goal. And sure, they score a lot, but if your goaltender is letting in one bad goal a game, it can come back and cost you against
he can be a star in this game if he keeps his game, John, north and south. If they get him moving east to west, he's going to battle.
Quick prediction.
London 3-2.
3-2. Wow. Okay, Nick, how about you?
5-3, London.
All right. The analysts believe that it will be, in fact, a London Memorial Cup championship, and if that is the case, this city will come alive. Let's take you inside. Darren Millard is quarterbacking our coverage tonight, and he now leads the team here at the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup.
Darren Dreger, greatness has appeared on this championship Sunday. London started the 2004-2005 campaign with a 31-game unbeaten streak to set a new CHL record. Rimouski countered that with a 35-game version, but the final 7 were in the playoffs, so it's not officially recognized as a CHL mark. They both entered today on 3-game winning streaks. John Druce and Peter Labardius, whoever gets to 4 is a Memorial Cup champion.
What an afternoon and evening it promises to be here in London. John Druce, we started this way. We will finish the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup with a matchup, Rimouski and London. And if it's anything like Game 1 a week ago from Saturday, we're in for quite a treat.
And it only fits. London, the best team in the Canadian Hockey League from start to finish, ranked number 1. Rimouski Oceanic, the best team since the new year started. This matchup, Sidney Crosby and Corey Perry as well. What more can you ask for?
London has won 78 times this season. Rimouski has only lost 2 hockey games since December the 29th. And their leader, of course, is Sidney Crosby, and what a tournament he's enjoyed.
Well, in yesterday's game, the semifinal game, the one that really counted on the semifinal Saturday, Sidney Crosby came out, got the first goal of the game, the second a beautiful pass, probably his best play of the whole game. This one he didn't even score on. And then when things are going right, they're going right. This is a dump in. He didn't even realize the puck went in the net for the hat trick. Ends the game with 3 goals and 2 assists. What more can you ask for from the big guy?
And today, he will be opposed by his World Junior Hockey line mate, Corey Perry, who's been every bit as dominant in his 3 games here.
No question. He gets a game-tying goal against Rimouski and assists on the OT game winner. Big points at big times. He also got the power play going against Kelowna. Corey Perry has been fantastic. Number 1 respectively in their leagues during the regular season. Number 1 in the playoffs. Crosby leads the tournament with 11 points and 6 goals. And Perry leads his team with 6 points and 4 goals. What a matchup.
Number 1 versus number 2. And there's lots of nerves for both teams. London wants to win it at home. The Quebec League champions have other ideas. And that means more from you-know-who.
The 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. By Canada Post, proud sponsor of the Canadian Hockey League. And by Napa. Get the good stuff. For the store near you, call 1-866-GET-NAPA. After a slow start, the Yankees have caught fire and are moving up the standings. But the Red Sox continue to lead New York, and they want to keep it that way. Red Sox, Yankees, the rivalry continues. Tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on all Sportsnet channels.
Entertainment for the bus ride to the Stouffville Clippers away game, $140. 1 bag of Cheesies, Tim Hortons Donuts, Smarties, and Pop, $42. Motel rooms for the night, $240. Knowing there's a big, clean sheet of ice waiting on the other end, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, fan of the CHL and those who love hockey above all else.
She stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. All right now, baby, it's all right.
Ready? Hit it, man!
At Napa Auto Parts, we have great air conditioning products and millions of other quality parts. Napa, get the good stuff.
Imagine one tool that would help you do this, and this, and this. There is one. It's HomeCard. Use HomeCard at any home hardware and home building center to help with purchases and projects. And right now, during our absolutely no fee event, pay no administration fees and choose the payment plan. Do not pay for 6 months or make 12 equal payments. Apply for your HomeCard today. Only from Home Hardware and Home Building Center.
So many stars, and one just right for you. The Star Series from Yamaha. To each their own.
The 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup on Rogers Sportsnet, crowning Canada's hockey champion.
Hi, you're watching the 2005 Memorial Cup on Rogers Sportsnet and in high definition.
Welcome inside what's affectionately known as the House of Green for the championship final of the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup. Number 1 versus number 2 in the nation. London tangles with the Rimouski Oceanic. The starting goaltenders brought to you by ADT. Always there, getting the call once again. The 19-year-old from Edmundston, New Brunswick. For Rimouski, Cedric Desjardins. He turned aside 25 shots in last night's semifinal victory over Ottawa. At the other end, he's back between the pipes. Adam Dennis, 2-0 in the tournament, the 20-year-old from Toronto, Ontario. Our referee from the Ontario Hockey League is Mark Hicks, as are the linesmen, Brett Holdsworth and Joe Celestin. These two teams opened up this tournament Saturday, May 21st, the end result of 4-3 London triumph in overtime. And the 2000 MasterCard Memorial Cup final is underway, and it's the Crosby line out on the ice to open things. What a sensational performance one night ago for that line, as they accounted for a total of 12 points, 3 of the goals to this youngster.
Rimouski has had quick starts in all their games. They like to get on the board early. This is one thing the Londons have to focus on, shutting down these 5 guys all night long.
Crosby, Pouliot, Roussan accounted for all 3 goals in the first meeting, all with a goal and an assist. And when you see Crosby on the ice, expect to see Brandon Prust of London. He's out there along with Trevor Kell and Dale Hunter's son, Dylan. Danny Roussan taps it ahead for the captain, Marc-Antoine Pouliot. Scalzo going towards the front of the net. Pouliot shovels it to the side of the cage, and Hunter intercepted. Brandon Prust, a third-round selection of the Calgary Flames for Dylan Hunter. Hunter moves into the zone. Hunter stick handles the shot, handled. A big rebound issued by Cedric Desjardins, who's had a lot of 40-plus save nights in this event. Prust with Fritchie going to the front of the net. Prust still with it. Larman jumping into the high slot. Coulombe steals it and taps it ahead to Mark Tobin. From St. John's, Newfoundland is Mark Tobin. Held in at the line by Michael Serson and blocked by Drew Larman. Towards Robbie Schremp, he lost an edge. Attempts to clear it into the zone. Tobin looking for his first Memorial Cup point. Brian Rodney, one of the London natives on this night's team. Fritchie drops for Schremp. They fail to make the connection. Schremp, the first-round selection of the Edmonton Oilers in 2004. The Larman blown down on the offside. The keys to our game brought to you as always by Yamaha, manufacturer of the world's finest recreational vehicles.
I think secondary scoring is going to be important for both teams. We know the top lines can score. You have to look at Robbie Schremp and David Bolin. They have not scored for London yet, as well as Frechette, Tobin. They have not goals as well. Danny Stewart is one of those guys on their secondary lines. These guys are important. Goaltending is going to be very important. Adam Dennis has something to prove. 0-3 at last year's Memorial Cup. Did not come away with anything. This year he has 2 wins under his belt. Cedric Desjardins, I think he's been inconsistent.
Now for London comes the OHL MVP, Corey Perry. He has 4 goals in this tournament and 6 points. Center of the puck, back comes Francis Charette. Charette, his shot, bounced off Eric Nielsen. Corey Perry, 138 regular season points. David Bolin snaps it. Perry at the side of the net. And Desjardins, as we've got penalties coming up. 2:26 into the opening frame.
Well, terrific opportunity for Corey Perry. David Bolin gets the puck. He's got all kinds of room. Just gets the puck through to the net. Corey Perry breaks through. Nice individual effort. Takes 2 men with him as he does go through. The puck is right there on the stick, but unfortunately behind the goal line. Corey Perry already drawing the men with him. Leaves a lot of room for Bolin to get that shot away. And then penalties ensue. Jean-Michel Beauduc from behind the play takes down Corey Perry. Just couldn't get a handle on it. Things are getting nasty all over the ice.
And nasty while we're away. David Bolin is down. Eric Nielsen was involved in a collision. It's Corey Perry. He's involved as well. Nielsen's on his way to the penalty box. Trainer Don Brankley taking care of Corey Perry, and here's how it happened.
Eric Nielsen suckers Perry as he comes through the neutral zone. If you watch the right of the screen, you can see Nielsen coming towards Perry, gives him that extra shot right in the face. This is just a nasty start, less than 3 minutes into the first period. And as Corey Perry had that last scoring chance, that's when things got nasty.
David Bolin's in the penalty box for London. He was involved. As I alluded to, John Sebastian Cote getting the gate as well, along with Eric Nielsen, as Dale Hunter looks on, guiding London to a 59-7-2 regular season record, as Corey Perry trying to shake the cobwebs loose. Perry comes into this championship affair riding a 21-game postseason scoring streak in which he's found the net 15 times and added 29 assists, and he does not look to be in great shape, but we hope all is well with the Knights' 94. And so far as the penalty time clock is concerned, 2 Rimouski minors up on the clock.
Corey Perry totally unexpecting this. Catches him right in the jaw. Now the referee, if he saw that cleanly, that's at least a double minor.
Referee Mark Hicks, 2:26 in, with a very difficult situation to deal with.
Yeah, not too smart.
3 members of the Oceanic in the penalty box, and London is going to go on the power play with a full 2-minute, 2-man advantage. The best power play during the regular season in the Ontario League at 27.8%. What an opportunity for the hometown Knights. They were 0 for 7 versus Rimouski with a power play in the first meeting earlier in the tournament. Shrimp, cross ice, and Sabret. Shrimp, a big shot. Desjardins the save, and it's Crosby who clears it the length of the ice.
We'll look for Dylan Hunter low out of the corner. That cross seam pass right across the goal crease. Trying to find Fritchie on the far post.
Sabret into the zone. The CHL's top defenseman. Puck brings on the boards to Robbie Shrimp. And Dylan Hunter for Shrimp. Sabret. Corey Perry back out there. Shrimp a shot blocked by Patrick Coulon. 2-man advantage for the Knights. Perry into a seam. Shrimp. He rings it off the crossbar. Shrimp again. A hot shot, and this one caroms all the way down the ice with 48 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. Fritchie in full flight. Fritchie from the short angle scores! Danny Fritchie's third of the tournament, and it's 1-0 London.
Well, a shot off the post early on. A nice pass through the seam. Robbie Shrimp, a beauty. This one you thought was labeled off the crossbar. Now that's a good opportunity. This here play by Fritchie, nicely just throwing it to the net. 5-hole, squeaks through Desjardins' pads. London has a 5-on-3. They're getting clean shots away. They can't score, and then they get a cheap one. That's the factor with Desjardins. He's inconsistent from what I've seen throughout this tournament.
Danny Fritchie came to London in a January 10th deadline day deal from the Sarnia Sting, and he's opened the scoring on a power play 3 minutes and 45 seconds into this first period. 41 seconds still remaining in what will be the second man advantage for London. They scored 3 times on the power play in their round-robin finale victory over Ottawa, and have picked up where they left off. And John, in big games, you cannot afford to be undisciplined.
No question about it. You cannot take bad penalties and all of a sudden give the opposing team a 5-on-3 right off the hop.
London after more. Dylan Hunter and Robbie Shrimp. 23 power play goals during the regular season. The shot by Girardi hit a leg and went into the corner. Brandon Cross, Hunter, Shrimp, Perry, and Girardi in the London power play. Cross working hard in front of the net. Shrimp on the exchange. Perry with a long reach will hold it in. Here's Shrimp. His shot off the side of the cage. Serson, crazy hop off the stanchion, and Arsenault sends it the distance.
London has had a slow start in each of their games that they played in this tournament. This is a difference for them. A big break early, getting the goal to start the game.
Danny Sabrett and the goaltender Adam Dennis draw the assists on the Fritchie goal. On the power play with a two-man advantage at 3:45. Fritchie's third of the tournament. Drew Larman. Fritchie to the front of the net again off his stick. And now there's going to be a penalty. This one's going to the London Knights. Danny Fritchie. Danny Roussan for Sidney Crosby. And Marc-Antoine Pouliot. Shot down the ice by Prost. And the fans here in London don't like it very much.
Danny Fritchie's not happy because he was pushed into Cedric Desjardins. He's going towards the net. He even tips the puck. Desjardins out to the side of his net, gets pushed in by Francois Balduc. Danny Fritchie's playing the puck on the play. Here's a look at Fritchie's goal. You think Fritchie's pumped to see this go in? London Knights came ready to play.
Danny Fritchie, you might remember, was involved in quite a collision with Cedric Desjardins in the tournament opener as well, involving these two teams.
Twice he was involved in running through that goaltending crease.
One a little more drastic than the other.
Yes.
Rimouski with their first power play opportunity of this championship game. Mario Scalzo Jr., his shot juggled. Pouliot couldn't get a good shot on the rebound, and it's cleared the length of the ice.
Adam Dennis is going to want to make sure he controls the rebounds when that shot comes in. Pouliot, Roussan, and Crosby, they have quick hands in tight.
The big five, Scalzo Jr. backhander. Dennis cut down the angle. Nice hustle by Coulombe to hold it in for Crosby. And Scalzo. Marc-Antoine Pouliot snaps it wide of the target. Coulombe moving laterally. Pouliot fans on the pass, and Trevor Kell will flip it down the ice.
Rimouski like to move that puck through the seam between the defensemen and forwards on the London box.
54 seconds to go in a Rimouski power play that's operated at 33.3% in the tournament. But on this occasion, they'll have to go back and regroup as they send out their second unit of Stewart, Hurdell, and Mark Tobin, along with Jean-Michel Bolduc and Michael Serson. Danny Stewart, a third-round choice of the Montreal Canadiens. Diving is Prost, down low for Mark Tobin. Tobin drops it off. Fake shot, Jean-Michel Bolduc. Into the corner, it's Vinnik Hurdell. He plays it in the goal crease area, and Drew Larman will find an opening.
Are content to sit back in the neutral zone. Let Rimouski break out cleanly.
Serson snaps one. Dennis takes care of that with the big trapper. 1 tick left in the penalty to Danny Fritchie.
One thing that has to be a concern, and it has been all tournament long, is Mario Scalzo coming up late in the play, joining the rush. He'll pick up a nice feed from Crosby. Have to be aware of Scalzo at all times.
Mario Scalzo leading all defensemen in scoring at this Memorial Cup with 9 points. Robbie Shrimp. Hard blast turned aside by Desjardins. Fritchie, the game's goal scorer. Toward Shrimp. Fritchie has it again. Shrimp, quick drive, and a good right kick save, courtesy of Cedric Desjardins. Danny Sabrett deflects high in the air. Francois Bolduc up the middle for Jean-Sébastien Cote, stripped by Shrimp, who's been active in this opening period and just failed to make the connection with Fritchie. Cote shoots it down the ice, but he didn't take the extra step. Danny Fritchie has opened the scoring. The Knights with a 1-0 advantage.
Canada's a big country, and from coast to coast, we love where we live. In fact, we wouldn't live anywhere else. We love our families, and we love keeping them safe. That's why, for well over a century, ADT Security has helped protect more Canadian homes than any other. For about $1 a day, ADT can help protect your family and home with burglary protection and 24-hour fire monitoring. Our trained monitoring center staff will be watching out for you around the clock, ready to help. So even if you're not always there, ADT is. Call 1-877-557-5636 now. And for a limited time, you can save $100 off the installation of any new ADT security system. Some of your neighbors may already enjoy the peace of mind of knowing ADT is helping to keep them safe. For your $100 savings, call now or visit adt.ca/TV. Why? Because ADT is always here, and here, and always there.
Oasis is coming, which is big news. They played sold-out big shows in big stadiums. And after 3 long years, their first North American show is in Canada. But not here.
They're playing in a small club. The first of 3 Molson Canadian Rockstar concerts this summer. You could be there if you open up a specially marked case of Molson Canadian and find a Rockstar Access Pass. Must be legal drinking age, no purchase necessary. It starts here.
Danny Fritchie made his presence felt in game number 1. Got the first goal of this game with a shot from the wing, but in game 1 we talked about him crashing the net, getting to Cedric Desjardins, throwing him off his game. Scores a goal from the crease area. Fritchie loves to play his game around the net. Took a penalty on the last play. Francois Balduc put him into the net, but Fritchie going to his area made a good tip on the play.
Fritchie opening the scoring at 3:45 and a 2-man advantage. Girardi a hot shot. Prost a try, and Desjardins turned both away. Danny Fritchie has already played 19 National Hockey League games with Columbus and has his first NHL goal. He scored that November 20th against the Detroit Red Wings of 2003.
London, Ontario, the perfect city for your next convention, sporting event, or vacation. Call us at 1-800-265-2602 and discover our spirit.
Patrick Coulombe gloves it to Danny Roussan, and that will be blown down immediately as the Crosby line comes back out with Roussan and Pouliot, along with the defenseman that you expect to see in Patrick Coulombe and Mario Scalzo Jr. They combined last night in the 7-4 victory over Ottawa in the semifinal for 7 goals and 18 points. Can't call them the big 3, it's the big 5, John, with this team.
Well, we've seen it all tournament long. Coulombe and Scalzo, they jump up in the play, make it difficult.
Long shot from Mario Scalzo Jr. would have went wide.
Dale Hunter counters with Girardi and Mark Mathot. These are the defensive defensemen for the London Knights. Big, strong, solid one-on-one defensemen. They have their hands full with Roussan, Crosby, and Pouliot.
Mark Mathot, the hero of the Game 1 meeting between these two teams, when he scored at 9:36 of overtime. It was his second of the game, and he added an assist. And Mathot had 4 points in the entire Ontario Hockey League playoffs. An unlikely hero offensively in the tournament. The Columbus 6-rounder in 2003, Mark Mathot. Out there against the Crosby trio. Mathot roughs up Marc-Antoine Pouliot. Digging in the corner, Roussan with Crosby and Girardi. Sidney Crosby coming off a 3-goal, 2-assist performance versus Ottawa. Keeps it alive. Crosby runs in to Dylan Hunter, and it's Brandon Prost. Works 1-on-2 as London making wholesale changes. Prost intercepted, knocked out of midair neatly by Marc-Antoine Pouliot towards Danny Stewart. Jordan Foreman misses it. It goes to Stewart. Sabinik Hurdell in behind Rodney, but Rodney broke it up as he made the right turn in the nick of time. Hogan towards Stewart, but blown down on the offside nearly 10 minutes into this championship final.
Sidney Crosby so hard to contain. That's why they have defensive forwards playing against him. Brandon Press is on the ice. Trevor Kell is another player that's going to have to face him. Preston Kell trying to beat him one-on-one. Crosby can beat 2 guys. It took a man sliding in front of the puck to break things up. They have to be so tight on him. They need to take the man, stop watching the puck.
Danny Savret, good outlet, popped off the stick of Rob Schremp, who's been very active in this opening period. Still looking for his first goal of this Memorial Cup. London still with a 1-0 lead.
What's taking her?
She was supposed to just get the stuff and come back.
I'm going in. Bev, what's keeping you?
Oh! Serious chocolate has come to Tim Hortons with decadent new tastes that are sure to fulfill your desire, like our oven-fresh chocolate Danish.
Great, we lost another one.
I'm going in.
This is gonna sound a little crazy, but I like the smell of the wood. I like the sawdust flying around.
When everything goes smooth, that's like the tool is doing all the thinking for you.
Smooth as your work going off without a hitch.
On time, every time.
I want to be able to drop that thing off the roof and keep on going. Dependability.
I mean, I still use my father's router.
They're always the first.
Always the best. Just the feel and control.
You think it, and there it is.
I can build anything.
I can build it right with Porter Cable.
Quitting smoking? You can help ice the cravings with new Ice Mint Nicorette. It's deliciously flavor-coated, so quitting never tasted so good. Nicorette, one craving at a time.
The CHL Top Scorers brought to you by CGC Incorporated, sponsor of the CHL's Top Scorer Award.
Well, you talked about the top 5 for the Rimouski Oceanic. Here they are. They're leading the Memorial Cup tournament in scoring. They've been just fantastic in every single game.
Corey Perry next in line with 6 points. A look at Patrick Coulombe and Mario Scalzo Jr. Perry with Fritchie and Robbie Schremp. And Stewart, Tobin, and Sabina Curdell. Corey Perry takes it free, continues to battle the Anaheim first rounder. Ryan Rodney locates Fritchie. His backhander hits Serge. Big hit thrown by Mark Tobin. Comes loose to Sabret. Cross ice for Fritchie. Perry to the line, and Sabret looking for the redirect and found the stick of Fritchie, but Desjardins made the nice save from close range. London continues to apply pressure. Robbie Schremp on the cycle. Poked off his stick. Perry to the line, and Sabret for Rodney. His shot off the body never made its way through to the cage. Another excellent shift, this time for the likes of Perry, Fritchie, and Robbie Schremp. Benoit Arsenault moves into the zone, backhander from a sharp angle, blockered away by the netminder Dennis. Tobin looking for John Sebastian Cote and flipped down the ice. Scalzo in a race with Prost, who beats him to the puck. Brandon Prost. Scalzo has broken his stick. Prost has the puck taken away by Francis Charette. Girardi flips it inside the Rimouski zone. Larman is tugged down. Josh Beaulieu snaps it. Desjardins a little trouble with the rebound, and referee Mark Hicks has his arm in the air. As we await the penalty or penalty calls. And it's going to Rimouski's Mario Scalzo Jr.
Cross-checking call to Mario Scalzo Jr. on Drew Larman. Larman trying to get through. Cote pulls him, then a little takedown from behind. That's a weak call as well. That's a couple of weak calls that I've seen.
London back to the power play. Cross-checking is the call at 11:50. London's lone goal came as a result of a two-man advantage. Danny Fritchie opened the scoring at 3:45. Perry drops it off for Daniel Girardi. Perry, 4 Memorial Cup goals. Backhand pass, and Dylan Hunter with Schrem. They play catch with a puck. Schrem, Girardi, Perry, cross ice, Dylan Hunter with Desjardins going the other way. With the Buffalo draft pick, Chatawad. Marc-Antoine Pouliot out on a penalty kill with Sidney Crosby. Now Pouliot removed for Benoit Arsenault. He's been a nice late season acquisition. Called him up with 11 games to go in the regular season. Benoit Arsenault has been a good penalty killer. Dylan Hunter. 55 seconds remaining on the power play. London's third of the period. Dylan Hunter is blocked by Jean-Michel Bolduc. And again, the combination of Bolduc and Serson blocking a lot of shots as they have all tournament long.
They're very good at blocking shots. They try to get in the shooting lanes, not giving a clear sight line to Desjardins.
And Fritchie in high gear again. Robbie Schrep, an excellent glove save on Schrep by Desjardins.
Robbie Schrep is getting very frustrated. He's getting a lot of shots on net. A nice play by Fritchie to bring the puck into the zone. Schrep again, a clear shot. Right in the glove is Desjardins. Schrep is just shaking his head. He's probably never had so many shots without a puck going into the net. He's a goal scorer, and the puck is not going in for him. It's got to be so frustrating.
Rodney down low towards Dylan Hunter. Out there with Boland and Fritchie. Savrat, 18 seconds to go on the man-power advantage. Boland towards the front of the goal now, along with Fritchie. David Boland from Mimico, Ontario. Savrat, look out. As that one left his stick and went high into the air over the glass and out of play.
Well, Savrat, not exactly where he wanted that puck to go. He can shoot it. 23 goals during the regular season, 15 of them on the power play. Led Ontario Hockey League with a +70 rating, second among defensemen with 69 points. Tied for first among OHL defensemen with 20 points in the playoffs. He has been so consistent throughout this season.
Danny Savrat scored the game-winning goal in the gold medal contest for Canada in a 6-1 victory over Russia on January the 4th. He'd love to score another big one here today. Rimouski back at full strength. Danny Stewart weaves into the zone. He's pulled down. There's going to be 2 penalties. One to Robbie Drummond, and Stewart's going to get the gate as well for embellishing. Danny Stewart tugged down and then goes down.
The toe bone's connected to the heel bone. The heel bone's connected to the foot bone. The foot bone's connected to the ankle bone. It's easy to connect them and dry bone. The foot bone's connected to the leg bone. The leg bone's connected to the knee bone. The knee bone's connected to the thigh bone. It's easy to connect them and dry bones. Yeah, it's easy to connect them and dry bones.
Bell Canada celebrates 125 years of making connections and the thousands of people at Bell who help us make them every day.
Not moving.
Once you try a tasty, fresh, toasted Italian BMT sub from Subway restaurants, you'll forget everything else.
I think he's dead.
No, he's not dead.
The music means Sunday night baseball and a great matchup and a great rivalry. The Red Sox and the Yankees. The Yankees might have something to say about losing 17-1 yesterday to the defending World Series champions. Here, a championship on the line in London with the hometown Knights leading the Quebec League champions from Rimouski 1-0 on an early power play goal while enjoying a two-man advantage. Right now, the team's playing 4-on-4 with the penalties to Stewart of Rimouski and Robbie Drummond of London. Mark Mathot, the Game 1 hero. Patrick Coulombe takes over. Coulombe with his first two-goal game of the entire season in last night's semi-final triumph. He's pulled down. There'll be another penalty. This one, a lone call going to the Knights for tripping.
Brandon Press will be getting the gate after tripping Patrick Coulombe. Again, Coulombe, the defenseman, he can jump up in the play. Press should let his man go. Let the defenseman take him as he's coming up the ice. There's no reason for him to be hooking from behind or tripping a man down.
The Oceanic about to enjoy their second power play of this contest. They were 2 for 4 against London in the round-robin meeting, a 4-3 overtime setback to the Knights on Saturday, May 21st, the game that opened this MasterCard Memorial Cup. Mario Scalzo Jr. snapped it, looking for the far side. Carries to Crosby. Scalzo, as they work 4-on-3. Crosby, Scalzo, Marc-Antoine Pouliot. Crosby in front, Roussan a whack at it, and David Poland calmly backhands it the length of the ice.
London doing a good job back in their triangle, trying to prevent the seam passes that Rimouski likes to make.
Scalzo carries in. Slides it to Pouliot. Crosby parked on the far face-off dot. Scalzo a one-time screamer. Pouliot. And Crosby. Sidney Crosby surveying the situation for Roussan. Right through the blue paint. Pouliot, Crosby looked to return the favor, but Corey Perry broke it up.
There's that seam pass again, Peter. They love to go through the seam. Nice play by Corey Perry to break that up.
41 seconds to go on the power play. The coincidentals almost over. Pouliot, Crosby, one-timer blasted it wide as Drummond and Stewart return to the ice surface. Patrick Coulombe played in 2 Canada-Russia challenges. He'll slide it behind the net towards Danny Stewart, upended on the play, and Savrat shoots it down the ice. As the Knights kill off the first 2 Oceanic power plays of the game. Stewart towards Tobin, Press ties him up. And Fritchie in full flight again for Shrimp into the high slot. Terrific save, rebound, scores! Brian Rodney, it's 2-0.
Peter, we've talked so much about the Rimouski defense being able to play and score some points and put them on the board. Brian Rodney had 23 goals during the regular season, and he's not afraid to jump up in the play as well. Give Danny Fritchie a lot of credit on this goal. He outraced his man to the puck on Jean-Michel Bolduc, and what a play to put it back to Shrimp. Shrimp with a big shot. Brian Rodney just follows up. Nobody picking up Brian Rodney on the play. Rodney from the behind, he'll jump up. Nobody looking over their shoulders. Abina Curdell, what's he looking for?
Brian Rodney, a London native, has given the Knights a 2-0 advantage. He scored 2 goals and added an assist in the OHL Championship Final Game 5 clincher versus Ottawa. And the Oceanic in a hole in a building where the Knights have lost only twice all season. Here they come again. Boland, Schremp, Boland, circles. And misses Brian Rodney at the right point. Schremp and Fritchie draw the assist at 17:09. Boland moves it in for Schremp. Between his legs, back to Boland. He'll play it in front. And Eric Nielsen scoops it up. Merkel hooks him off the puck. John London's pursuit of the puck has been tremendous in this opening period.
They've done that so well all season long. Their game is get that puck in below the goal line and forecheck every shift, every player on that forward line, getting in and putting pressure on the defense of the opposing teams.
Sidney Crosby back up, trying to provide an offensive spark here late in the period. Crosby comes out, so do Prost, Mathot, and Girardi for London. The matchup Dale Hunter wants. Marc-Antoine Pouliot, Scalzo a shot, hit Dylan Hunter and went to the corner. Coulombe looking for Crosby, stick, Crosby knocked to the ice. And more penalties with 1:26 remaining in the opening frame.
Mark Mathot will be getting the hook on this play. He's gesturing that Sidney Crosby was diving. Center of the frame. Mathot and Crosby will be out front just at the bottom of the circle. A slash by Crosby. Mathot just puts one fist into him. Referee sure is calling this one tight.
The call elbowing. One more read officially on the second goal. Rodney from Schremp and Fritchie at the 17-minute mark. And late in the frame, another power play chance for the Oceanic, and how they'd love to pot one with a power play going to the dressing room. It's been all London in the opening 20 minutes to this point. Scalzo and Coulombe. Pouliot, one-timer, hit a body in front. Shot into the stands as Girardi and Pouliot stare one another down.
Well, Rimouski getting opportunities, but not getting any clear shots through on Adam Dennis. Pouliot took a good shot, deflected into the corner. Sidney Crosby driving to the net. Roussan driving to the net. Pouliot hits his own man, not getting the bounces that he would like.
A minute and a half remaining in the power play. Under a minute to go in this first period as the Oceanic go back in their own zone to regroup. With a big five on the ice. Scalzo, Coulombe, Crosby, Roussan, and Pouliot. Cross ice for Marc-Antoine Pouliot. Coulombe, his shot through a screen didn't miss by much. Crosby spins, intercepted by Surrett, but he fails to clear. Crosby down low, and Roussan moving up on the play looking for passes. Scalzo off a stick, and Coulombe will have to regroup in neutral ice. 18 seconds to go in the opening frame. Girardi shoots it right to Desjardins. 13-10 the shots in favor of London, but more importantly, they lead it in the total that really matters, the scoreboard. 2-0 on goals from Danny Fritchie and Brian Rodney. And a crowd in a frenzy in London.
Early goal for the London Knights was really key. Rimouski undisciplined early in the first period, really set them back in this game. Fritchie getting the first goal, London up by 2. Difficult hole to climb out of against the Knights.
Play of the first period brought to you by Easton Sports. Come test drive our new one-piece composite synergy skate at a dealer near you.
Tremendous work by Danny Fritchie to chase down a puck, outworking his man Jean-Michel Bolduc, and a nifty pass to Schremp. Schremp with a shot, and defenseman Brian Rodney jumps up for his first goal of the tournament. We've talked about it so much in this tournament. Looking over your shoulder, picking up a late man. And another goal scored by a defenseman.
Brian Rodney, in his hometown of London, giving the Knights a 2-0 first period lead. And yes, the party is on in the zone.
The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet, Toronto, Seattle, tomorrow at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, followed by Sportsnet News after the game.
Look at that bench! Looks strong! These guys are ready to play!
Look at him. He thinks this is his truck. Nah, he's wrong. This is my truck. 8 years I've sat here. 130,000 kilometers of wind have passed through this nose. This truck is mine, but he does protect it.
Help extend the life of your engine with Castrol GTX High Mileage, specially formulated to protect against oil burn-off better than competitive leading oils.
Good man. Yes, nice man.
Help older cars feel young again with Castrol GTX High Mileage.
Tonight's stars of the game. No contest here. They were truly amazing. The crowd sure loves them.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sportsnet Newsroom. I am Sean McCormick. Thanks to some undisciplined play, the London Knights lead the Rimouski Oceanic 2-0 after one period of play. We do want to remind you that there's a post-game show immediately following the Memorial Cup, and then Sportsnet News coming your way at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. The Knights, well, they're looking good to this point against the Rimouski Oceanic. Roy Halladay going after win number 8, trying to prevent the sweep at the hands of the Minnesota Twins this afternoon. And of course, the Yankees and Red Sox continuing their set at Yankee Stadium. That is all tonight on Sportsnet News. Immediately following Sunday Night Baseball, which follows the MasterCard Memorial Cup postgame. 2-0, the London Knights leading the Rimouski Oceanic. Eric Nielsen, undisciplined play, helping the London Knights to a 2-0 lead after one period of play.
Hockey sniper with breakaway speed and lightning-fast moves on his Bauer Vapor Ship skates. He's an unstoppable force. For all your hockey needs, trust Source for Sports. We know our stuff.
Have you ever accidentally overfilled a gas tank? It happens every day, causing real environmental damage. You can help stop that damage with Flow & Go. Only at Home Hardware or Home Building Center. And now there's a Flow & Go for larger fuel tanks. With more than twice the fuel flow, heavy gauge hose, and a full guarantee. With Flow & Go, there are no harmful spills and no wasted fuel. Pick up either Flow & Go today, or both. Only at Home Hardware and Home Building Center. Help is close to home.
At Reebok, we used Hockey's Elite to test, analyze, and develop our new high-performance gear. And what did we find out? That the best in the game demand the best for their game. Introducing Reebok Hockey. The switch is on.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Didn't think I'd bump into you here. Boston Pizza Sports Bar. How great is this? You got great food, great drinks, all your buddies. How about it, guys? Girls. It's open till, like, really late. Whoa, well, let's play. Shirts and skins. Give it a shot. Duck. I guess there is a rule here. They want you to watch the sports, eat the food. They don't want you playing the sports. Sorry to you. You're among friends at Boston Pizza.
Entertainment for the bus ride to the Stouffville Clippers away game, $140. One bag of Cheesies, Tim Hortons Donuts, Smarties, and Pop, $42. Motel rooms for the night, $240. Knowing there's a big, clean sheet of ice waiting on the other end, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Fan of the CHL and those who love hockey above all else.
Quitting smoking? You can help ice the cravings with new Ice Mint Nicorette. It's deliciously flavor-coated, so quitting never tasted so good. Nicorette, one craving at a time.
Hockey sniper, always dangerous around the net. With his Bauer Vapor Velocity stick, goalies wish they played another position. For all your hockey needs, trust Source for Sports. We know our stuff.
Super Sunday and Rogers Sportsnet continuing with a trip to the Bronx. The Yankees and Boston Red Sox. David Wells and Mike Mussina, the scheduled starters. The Yankees lost 17-1 yesterday. Here in London, the hometown Knights lead 2-0 in this 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup final as the Knights continue to feast on the competition. Much of the credit going to Danny Servette and Corey Perry, two players that enjoyed an appetizer of success at the World Junior Championship, which takes us into a little Memorial Cup lunch with the two London Knight stars.
Can I get a French onion soup?
Yeah.
A white bread?
Yeah.
And a cheeseburger with pickles?
Yeah.
And Caesar salad?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The cheddar cheese soup.
Right.
With barbecue beef. And fries, please.
Fries?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's pretty phenomenal. You get treated like you're professional. We have to go out and play like we're professionals. Anywhere we go in the city, mostly everyone would recognize any player, regardless of their points or their status on the team. It's just that type of city where everyone comes to watch the Knights, and if you can't get tickets, you watch it on TV. We're in the paper a lot, and I think you just learn to love us. And I don't think there'd be another city in Ontario or in Canada that I'd want to play in.
No, that's just what London's all about. Is everybody gets along here, and people. It's not a small city, but it's also not a big city that you can't just walk around and people not know who you are, because if like I was saying, if you walk down the street, people are going to say hi to you, and so it is nice that way.
But I think for the most part, being together for 3 years, you learn to like everyone. So we get along like brothers, and I think it shows on the ice how we play.
Like he was just saying, the dressing room it's like a family in there. It's like we're all brothers, and the coach staff are the dads. They're taking care of us and teaching us along the way.
Personality-wise, he's a great team player. All the players on the team stick up for him, not only because he's the leading point getter in the OHL, but because he's a pretty good team guy, and everyone learns to love him. So you wear your heart on your sleeve for him.
Sure. Well, I don't know how to follow that up, but he's a great offensive player. As you can tell by his numbers this year, they're just skyrocketed. He's got like 24 goals, 23 goals this year. So he can score goals and make plays. And I personally, I don't know why he's not drafted, but I know he's going to have a good career ahead of him wherever he goes.
I think it sort of brings Canada together, and then to be able, when you're 19 years old, to go out on a national scale and have all of Canada watching you is a pretty good feeling.
To do it with Danny there this year, we both proved a point, and especially Danny played well, and he earned a spot in that team, and as did I. I just wanted to go in there and try to show people that I do belong here, because I didn't make it the year before. If we do get a chance to lift that trophy in front of our 10,000 fans that we get in there every night, you know, it'd be something special, and I'm sure, you know, everybody can remember, you know, the London Knights of 04-05.
In the last 40 years, London, like Corey said, has never moved on to be in a World Cup, and has never had an OHL championship yet. Yet they keep on producing players that move on and play in the NHL. And I think to be able to have a year to sort of give back to the fans that have supported the Knights for 40 years would be something special. We both shared the gold medal, and we're pretty good friends off the ice. So I'm pretty sure hopefully if I get a chance to raise it, he'll be the next guy. Or actually, I might even call him over. We can both raise it together.
You can bet Brian Rodney won't pay for a meal for a while. Hometown boys giving the Knights a 2-0 lead in the Memorial Cup final.
After a slow start, the Yankees have caught fire and are moving up the standings. But the Red Sox continue to lead New York, and they want to keep it that way. Red Sox, Yankees, the rivalry continues. Tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on all Sportsnet channels.
Chantal Sutherland, Esquire.
Blaine Mann, Esquire.
Courtney Niven, Esquire.
Johnny Lee, Esquire.
Marie-Josée Cyr, Esquire.
Esquire watches, innovative Swiss engineering and design crafted in solid stainless steel cases. The Cassandra is brilliantly detailed with 14 genuine diamonds. Esquire, this is your time.
Here's something you won't find at McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. It's called a bread oven, but you will find them at Subway restaurants. Because Subway restaurants bake their bread fresh every day in store. And fresh bread means great taste. Mmm, that smells so good. The other guys, they don't bake their bread fresh in store. Oh, and here's another thing you won't find at McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. Me. Subway! Eat fresh!
Get quality Napa parts right off the shelf. Napa, get the good stuff.
A pair of Memorial Cup participants dominate the nominees for the CHL MasterCard Top Defenseman. From the QMJHL, Rimouski's Mario Scalzo Jr. From the Ontario Hockey League, Knights captain Danny Servette. And the WHL's nominee is hard-hitting Red Deer blue liner Dion Phaneuf. And the winner is Danny Servette, the catalyst for the Knights' explosive power play. He proved he's not only a rock on the blue line by chipping in 23 goals and supplying 46 assists, showing there's more to London than the ample supply of pop from the all-star forwards up front. Danny Servette, the MasterCard CHL Top Defenseman.
Look at that bench. Looks strong. These guys are ready to play.
When a man and a woman are, physically together, it's a celebration, a physical celebration of the body
two bodies in love who love each other. You know.
Stop sexing. Sex sweat this baby. You got me going so crazy. Put her on the bed and I.
Real tracks, ringtunes, real songs from real artists. Music phones, music features. Live out loud.
Getting a brad nailer or a finish nailer is easy. It's getting everything else that can be so annoying, like choosing the right air compressor and an air hose that fits, which can depend on your couplings and tape. Plus, you got your hex wrenches, your oil, and don't forget the nails. It can be a big hassle. Unless, of course, you get a Porter Cable Combo Kit. It's everything you need in one box. Grab yours today at the Home Depot.
What's taking her?
She was supposed to just get the stuff and come back.
I'm going in. Bev, what's keeping you?
Oh. Serious chocolate has come to Tim Hortons with decadent new tastes that are sure to fulfill your desire, like our oven-fresh chocolate Danish.
Great, we lost another one.
I'm going in.
Tonight's stars of the game. No contest here. They were truly amazing. The crowd sure loves them.
The 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. By ADT. Always there. BDO Dunwoody. Driving growth. By Pizza Pizza. Ontario's #1 pizza. Always the best food made especially for you. And by Vaughn. Exceed your expectations.
20 minutes in the books in the championship game, and the hometown Knights in the driver's seat.
Rimouski came out with full of emotion, but Eric Nielsen was totally undisciplined, which supplied the opportunity. The first goal by Danny Fritchie driving wide to the net. A quick wrist shot, 5-hole on Cedric Desjardins. Then Fritchie again helped set up the second goal. Nice play to Shrimp. Brian Rodney follows up the play for his first goal of the tournament.
Fritchie was outstanding in the opening 20 minutes. The first period scoring summary brought to you by Speedy Glass, the trusted name for auto and residential glass. Speedy Glass, priced right, done right.
Danny Fritchie was his third of the tournament, assisted by Savret and Adam Dennis. Brian Roddy his first. Shrimp and Fritchie assisting. Power plays, 1 for 3 for London. Rimouski 0 for 3.
Working on their third power play of the game, the Oceanic with 33 seconds left. And a power play opportunity with Mark Mathot of the Knights in the penalty box. And it's Crosby, Pouliot, Roussan, Scalzo, and Colombe to open this second period. Trying to swing the momentum in their favor. But they'll have to go deep in their own end of the break to regroup. Rimouski with the top power play all season long in the Quebec League and this tournament, entering the championship final. Coulombe, a quick wrist shot, handled by Dennis.
Well, let's look at the scoring by period. Rimouski had dominated coming into this game 9-3. London with 2 goals in this first period already have closed the gap a little bit, so that was their quick start. Now London started to take over the rest of the tournament. 6-5 in the second period. It's a good omen for London to get the first couple goals, and Rimouski struggling early.
Kell loses it. Crosby in front for Roussan off his stick wide of the target. Here's Crosby towards Roussan, and they fail to make the connection.
He had Dennis down and out.
Savret shoots it in. The penalty to Mathot is over. Trevor Kell steals it. Kell, a shot and a save, a good one by Desjardins to keep his team in it early in this second period.
Now this is just uncharacteristic. Scalzo turning the puck over to Trevor Kell. Rimouski's been very good, their defenseman, moving the puck. That's a bad turnover. Trevor Kell had given it away to Crosby early on. Crosby walks out, has Dennis down and out. Does not shoot the puck, opts to try and pass. Don't even get a shot on net.
Corey Perry out with Danny Fritchie and Robbie Shrimp. Fritchie with a goal and an assist in the opening frame. his third goal of the tournament. Second against Rimouski. Fritchie backhander Desjardins with the pad down on the ice. Michael Serson, a Pittsburgh fifth rounder. Up the middle, pass Danny Stewart.
Well, Saracen trying to force a puck up the middle of the ice. The first period was all Danny Fritchie. He really dominated, showing his speed and how effective he is at putting the puck to the net. He has his head up the whole way. He'll drive to the net to try to create opportunities, gets a tip. And then this is just an outstanding individual effort to regain the puck and make a nice play. Rodney getting the goal.
Jean-Michel Bolduc missing Jean-Sebastien Cote. Fritchie remains out with Perry. What a move by Perry. Corey Perry in front. Robbie Shrimp hit the goal post. Tremendous setup by Perry to Shrimp. And he hit the iron. Shrimp again has it roll off the edge of his stick. Brian Rodney looking for his second of the day. Fritchie, Perry, over top the stick of Shrimp. Fritchie again. Perry upended. There's going to be a Rimouski penalty. Pouliot stops the play.
London really dominating and a nice play. Danny Fritchie up to Corey Perry, chips the puck past. And Robbie Shrimp off the post. Robbie Shrimp has had so many chances and unable to score a goal. Michael Saracen takes down Danny Fritchie. Corey Perry was taken down by Bolduc as well on the play. Could have had his option of a choice to call a penalty on that.
Jean-Michel Bolduc in the penalty box for cross-checking. And London with a power play goal with a two-man advantage. Back to work on the power play early in period 2. Looking to extend a 2-0 advantage. Rodney kicked away by Desjardins. London 1 for 3 with a man-power advantage. David Boland down low for Corey Perry. Rodney, that's blocked, rebound, Desjardins still loose, scores! David Boland, and it's 3-0, and the Oceanic feel that the puck should have been blown down. They felt it was frozen.
The referee gesturing to go upstairs and take a look at this play. Good puck movement on this power play by London. Back to Boland through the side of the net. One-time shot by Rodney. Boland is off to the side. The puck will be laying loose underneath Cedric Desjardins. The referee's right on the spot. But you're right, Peter. Rimouski feel that the puck was covered up.
Play under review, and interesting to note, Desjardins without the use of his goal stick.
The puck was loose the whole time, never covered up. The referee did not blow the whistle on the play as well. That's a goal.
They didn't take long to take a look at that. David Boland's first goal of this MasterCard Memorial Cup. His first goal since he found the net in Game 5, the clincher of the OHL Championship Final versus Ottawa. And he's given London a 3-0 lead as the Knights connect on the power play for the second time in this championship affair.
The puck was clearly not covered up by Cedric Desjardins on that play. I don't know why Doris Labonte, well, Doris Labonte probably doesn't have the option to see it like we do, but he's definitely upset. That is a good call on the goal.
They may have thought a skate could have possibly been involved too, John.
No question there was not, though. David Boland clearly got a stick on the puck.
The Quebec League champions in a huge hole against a team that's lost only twice in this building all season, including the playoffs. Their last home ice loss came in Game 2 of the OHL Final versus Ottawa when they fell 6-3. Brandon Prost Ross leading a 4-on-2 rush up the ice. The trailer, Girardi, blocked in front. And back comes a possible opportunity with Pouliot going to the net. Here's Stewart. Stewart snaps a high drive. And Dennis with maybe his best save of the game. Scalzo snaps it. Comes right out into the slot. Francois Bolduc. And that hit Hurdell in front. Redirected by Hurdell wide. Good pressure by Rimouski. Tobin crunches Trevor Kell. Shot right on Desjardins. Savret moves in. Savret off a skate to the open wing. Corey Perry back out with Fritchie and Schremp. Fritchie in the high slot. Didn't get all of it.
Terrific strength by Corey Perry, one-on-one below the goal line to make a nice pass.
Nielsen lifts the stick of Fritchie and it caroms to neutral ice. Andy Savret plus 70 during the regular season to lead the OHL. Schremp one-on-one with Francois Bolduc, who did a nice job. Corey Perry digging after it. To the line, and Savret tees it up. And Desjardins tested and hangs on.
We've talked so much about Sidney Crosby's strength one-on-one. Well, let's take a look at Corey Perry. Mark Tobin battling him. Corey Perry, one hand on the stick, holds his man off, gets a nice play, draws a man towards him, and a good shot by Fritchie. That's good one-on-one strength by Corey Perry.
Corey Perry with a goal and an assist in the first meeting of these two teams. He set up the overtime winner and tied it in the third period at 3. London trailed 3-1 in that game. They lead this one 3-0 in Prusk. A redirection stopped by Desjardins, who's faced 22 London shots. Prusk knocked down neatly. Kell snaps it with some authority. And Desjardins with a fine save.
Rimouski getting themselves in a hole. They're starting to lose their emotion. They're starting to be undisciplined. Quick shot on net by Kell. Desjardins getting a lot of work in this game. Shots 23-15. The problem is most of the play is in the Rimouski end of the ice.
Jean-Michel Bolduc, a 9th round selection of the Minnesota Wild in 2003. Jordan Foreman attempting to throw a hit on Hurdell, and he's hurt. The product of Preston, Ontario, laying face down at center.
Well, Foreman came into the boards hard. He missed his check on Hurdell. Elbow and head into the glass.
Jordan Foreman led all London rookies in scoring this season, and a real agitating type. Been very impressed with the role that he has played during this MasterCard Memorial Cup. Dale Hunter looks on, I'm sure quite content with the way his team has performed. Let's take a timeout. London leading at home 3-0.
You and a friend can see Avril Lavigne live in an exclusive VIP concert experience only from Rogers Wireless. There's 3 grand prizes, tons of tickets and Avril gear to be won, plus a chance to meet Avril live. To enter, just download any ringtune or text the word play to 6464 or visit rogers.com/loud. Just one more way Rogers Wireless lets you live out loud.
Reebok, we used hockey's elite to test, analyze, and develop our new high-performance gear. And what did we find out? That the best in the game demand the best for their game. Introducing Reebok Hockey. The switch is on.
On the primetime edition of Sportsnet News, Brad Fay, RJ Broadhead will bring you a busy Sunday, and we'll put a wrap on this Memorial Cup championship game from here in London. The Knights currently lead 3-0.
Foreman back on the bench. The London Knights' third goal. Question whether the puck was covered up or not. Referee Mark Hicks is right on the spot. He can see the puck. Definitely no problem there. They announced Fritchie with the goal, but Bolin is the one to touch it last.
The emotional Doris Labonte. No one coaches with more passion behind a bench. And he's still looking at the referee saying that third goal should have been waved off. In the building, the credit to Fritchie, which would be his second of the game, but we're sure, after showing the official scores a couple of looks, that it will indeed be credited to David Bolin, but Fritchie with 3 points already this afternoon. Danny Stewart flying towards the left wing corner, plays it to the side of the cage where Adam Dennis dives on the puck, and more pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Peter, right now I don't understand something. Sidney Crosby, Roussan, and Pouliot top line in the tournament. If I'm Doris Labonte, I'm getting them out there every second shift to get something going. They need some goals right now. They're not utilizing this line right now when they need to go score some goals. They're so used to playing with a lead.
And not utilizing maybe the television timeouts the way they could.
There's lots of rest with the television timeouts. They have to coach accordingly.
We'll watch that trend and see if it changes. Crosby's line on the bench right now with the second unit of Tobin, Stewart, and Hurdell applying a little pressure. Boldug shot in behind the net to Savina Hurdell, a member of the Czech national junior team at the World Junior in Grand Forks. Tobin, his shot blocked by Drew Larman, clear to Serson, will hold it in through a maze, but it hit a body and went into the corner. They have made an official change. It's Bolin's first of the tournament on a power play from Fritchie and Rodney, who now has 2 points. Talking about Rodney at 2:48. Patrick Coulombe stripped by Trevor Kell. 2-on-1 with Prost if they can make it go. And diving back defensively, Patrick Coulombe to break it up. Prost has been a tower of strength in this tournament. Battling for it again. Prost. In front, Dylan Hunter snaps it. Good glove save. Desjardins as the Crosby line is out now. Pouliot. Rink wide for Danny Roussan. Roussan with 4 assists in last night's semifinal triumph over Ottawa. On a face-off about to come up deep in London territory.
Good second effort by Patrick Coulombe. He gets beat, the puck gets by him, but he does not give up. At the blue line, slip by him. He gets his feet moving, doesn't try to hook. Nice angle back towards the post, takes the pass away. Now that's a terrific second effort by Patrick Coulombe. That's the thing that he's done all season long. So valuable to this team.
Coulombe an impressive +60 during the regular season. Sported a 7-game point scoring streak, longer than anyone, including Sidney Crosby, during the Quebec League playoffs. Tremp backhands it to center. Rob Tremp must wonder what he has to do to score a goal in this event, John.
He's snake bit, no question about it. He's getting opportunities, the puck is just not going in for him.
Back out with Perry and Danny Fritchie. 3-on-2 for Rimouski. Danny Stewart, good low drive, stopped by the right pad of Dennis. Center towards Hurdell, poked away from him, and back comes Tremp. The Edmonton Oilers first rounder. with Fritchie and Perry. Robbie Schremp thought about it, fakes it. Perry's down and injured again. Savret broke his stick. The shot by Schremp. And referee Mark Hicks blows down the play.
Well, Corey Perry taken down by Francois Bulldog, spins around, takes Crosby out with a high stick. Right in the middle of the screen.
Looked like he made the connection to me, John, when he swung around as Perry kind of stepped around, and then the stick comes around.
Corey Perry taking a lot of abuse. Center of the screen, Balduc spun around. Corey Perry was jumping by him. Balduc felt like he was beat, trying to get a stick on him at the last second to slow him down.
And it was indeed the stick that spun around and clips Corey Perry on the bridge of the nose, and that hurt. Perry really frustrated and cut, as you can see, with 11:39 to go in period number 2. Dale Hunter, the two-time OHL Coach of the Year, guiding his team to this point in the season to a record of 78-9-2. All games included, including their 3 victories here at the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup. And in the driver's seat in this championship affair, David Boland with his first of the tournament on a power play in this second period. He's on the ice with Rodney Drummond and Drew Larman. Charette, Cote, and Eric Nielsen countering for Rimouski. Drummond, his shot, big rebound issued. Searson poked it away from Boland before he could shoot it. That's the 200th shot Desjardins has faced in this tournament. He's been, yes, quite busy, to say the least. And quite good, too. Danny Savret for partner Brian Rodney having a big day with a goal and an assist. This time he misses Boland, and it goes for icing.
New Momentum Stick, built by Sherwood, is now available at authorized distributors, which represents the new generation of sticks. Keep the momentum.
So look at Corey Perry still on the bench, getting his nose fixed up. Little cut from a high stick by Balduc. Corey Perry will be back on the ice, no question about it.
No points for Corey Perry so far in the contest. Brandon Prust, deflected by Mario Scalzo Jr., wide of the target. Daniel Girardi and Mathot and Prust. That means Crosby is back out of the ice. And he has the puck with a tournament-leading 11 points. Offside at the blue line.
Sidney Crosby has not had an opportunity through the neutral zone. London doing a very good job breaking up their rushes. They already have 3 men back for sure. A forward supporting cast, making it very difficult for this top line, Crosby, Roussan, Pouliot, to make any plays through the neutral zone.
Mark Mathot knocked down, and he'll retrieve it just inside his own line. Pouliot, good work to hold it in. As Trevor Kell bats it to the neutral zone. And John, I've been very impressed with Trevor Kell's play so far. The Chicago draft pick, his best game of this tournament.
Trevor Kell's very good when he's moving his feet. Every time he's moving his feet, things happen for him.
Trevor Kell and company leading Rimouski 3-0 in the second period. After meeting up with Minnesota, the Toronto Blue Jays will head west to Seattle to open a set with the Mariners, and we'll have it all for you tomorrow. The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. It has not been a rough game for the Knights, but it has for one particular member.
Corey Perry's been taking abuse. Jean-Michel Beauduc takes him down with a cross check. Eric Nilsson, a punch to the face. Looked like Corey Perry is maybe a little dazed, almost knocked out on the play. François Beauduc, a high stick to Corey Perry. A little work by the trainer on his nose to seal things up for the period.
Corey Perry entering the day riding a 21-game postseason scoring streak. 44 points, 4 goals, and 2 helpers. In this MasterCard Memorial Cup, David Boland looking for more. Hurdell and Danny Stewart. Stewart snapped it, blocked up by Savret, has it again. Another chance, almost a 4th opportunity, but the puck never made its way through to the net. Larman drops for Boland. Nice pass in return for Larman, but he was behind the end line. No opportunity to have a good scoring chance. But a lovely feed from David Boland. As Boland with a big hit on Mark Tobin. Michael Serson up the middle for Crosby. Savret got knocked down, but he stood up Crosby nonetheless. 2 World Junior teammates, Crosby and Danny Savret, today battling for the championship of the Canadian Hockey League. Mario Scalzo Jr. for Marc-Antoine Pouliot. Pouliot tries to go around Girardi. Scalzo jumps up. Spinning effectively. Coulombe blocked by Brandon Prost. Prost might be home free if he can get the puck, but Dylan Hunter's pass out of his reach.
Well, Mark Tobin takes a rough ride by David Boland into the turnbuckle, a la Ric Flair. Terrific play by Boland, finishing his check. Very dangerous for players along the benches. Good thing there's padding on that thing.
Wasn't Ric Flair's famous line, to be the best, you've got to beat the best?
There you go.
Or at least to be the man, you've got to beat the man. London #1 coming in the rankings. Rimouski faced with trying to be the man. But so far, it's been all London. Corey Perry in front, Dylan Hunter. Perry shovels it in front one more time. Fritchie enjoying a great day with 3 points. Benoit Arsenault, wrist shot, Adam Dennis.
Adam Dennis makes a save, no rebounds available. He has not been busy in this game, and the reason why is because the defensemen are blocking shots, not getting them through. Little comparison, Desjardins and Dennis starts. The difference in this game, the saves 23, shots against 25. Desjardins facing a ton of them. Dennis hardly working at all.
Adam Dennis in his 2nd consecutive MasterCard Memorial Cup. He was a member of the 0-3 Guelph Storm last year. Brandon Prost trying to go around Crosby, who upends him. And Crosby is going to make his way to the penalty box.
Crosby turned the wrong way in the neutral zone to begin with to give Brandon Prost an extra couple feet in a lane. He had to battle back to take his man out. Crosby turning away. He's the one covering up for a defenseman pitching in. He has to turn and be with the man going wide.
Crosby in the box, and the Knights with 2 power play goals to their credit already. They operated at over 32% in this building during the regular season. Savret let it go, stopped by Desjardins. Perry diving, but fails to keep it in at the line.
Ryan Rodney redeeming himself in this game. He really struggled in the first couple games in this tournament, getting beat badly one-on-one a couple times.
With a goal and an assist for Brian Rodney. David Boland has a power play goal. Cross ice, Savret one-timer. caroms off his body right to Desjardins.
For Brian Rodney, he started this year in Grand Rapids in the American Hockey League. They released his rights, didn't really have a place to go. London acquired his rights, brought him in, and he's been fantastic behind Danny Servette. Both of these guys with 23 goals during the regular season, they can put the puck in the net.
Rodney was acquired in a deal with Kingston back on September 21st in his second Memorial Cup. Played with Ottawa back in 2001 in Regina. 1:07 to go on the power play. Girardi, a good low blast, did not miss by much. Corey Perry with Dylan Hunter, Prost, Schremp, and Girardi. Dylan Hunter, the big game against Ottawa with 3 points on Thursday. Schremp finds Perry. Schremp moves in, blocked by Jean-Michel Bolduc. Schremp tees it up from close range. Dylan Hunter. Girardi sliding down low. Hunter again. Perry one-timer, blocked by John Sebastian Cote. Schremp for Perry again. He broke his stick in half. But Schremp holds it in as Perry goes to the bench. Schremp a shot. Another save. Desjardins unaware for a second where it was. Perry off the bench. Stopped again. And Cote backhands it out as Crosby's penalty expires. Brandon Prost for Rob Schremp remains out there. Tail end of a lengthy shift for Schremp. A member of the U.S. national junior team in Grand Forks, where he scored 4 goals with limited ice time. Patrick Coulomb for Mario Scalzo Jr. And Crosby with a little room to operate. Sidney Crosby snaps it. And the puck belongs to David Bolin. Second round choice of the Chicago Blackhawks. This is Ice. Corey Perry looking for his first of this championship affair. Not so here.
Before you find yourself hoofing it or having to hitch because your car broke down, come on into Napa Auto Pro. We use only quality Napa parts. Napa Auto Pro. We've got you covered.
The 2005 Yamahas are here. The #1 selling Grizzly. The Kodiaks and Bruins. Still the toughest bears in the woods. The revolutionary side-by-side Rhino. And the Raptor family, leading the industry's biggest sport lineup. See them all at yamaha-motor.ca and find out what kind of Yamaha you are.
When a man and a woman are, physically together, it's a celebration, a physical celebration of the body. Two bodies in love who love each other.
Stop sexing. Sex sweat this baby. You got me going so crazy. Put her on the bed and I.
Real tracks, ringtunes, real songs from real artists. Music phones, music features. Live out loud.
Listen, had it up to here with paying too much to maintain your new car? Come on into Napa Auto Pro. We're authorized by your manufacturer to perform regular maintenance, and it costs way less. Napa Auto Pro. We've got you covered.
This Rogers Sportsnet event is also available in high definition on Rogers Sportsnet HD, Canada's high definition leader. In London, the Knights in front comfortably, 3-0. They led 2-0 after 1 on goals by Danny Fritchie on the power play and Brian Rodney. David Boland has added a power play marker in period number 2.
London really putting the pressure on this Rimouski Oceanic team. They're using their speed. They're jumping on loose pucks, forcing turnovers. I haven't seen Rimouski panic like this all tournament long. They're having a hard time getting good, clean passes. Anything through the neutral zone is being intercepted.
Savrat drives it right on Desjardins. Leaves it for Francois Bolduc. Savannah Curdell hit David Bolin. Robbie Drummond, another London native on this night's team in hot pursuit. Brian Rodney, yet another. This time he's stripped by Danny Stewart from Charlottetown PEI. Stewart for Savannah Curdell, but he was tied up not by just one night, but two. Danny Sabret in front for Drummond, rebound! You have got to be joking! Cedric Desjardins! Robbery, absolute robbery.
Drew Larman will be off to the side of the net after a rebound on this shot. How Desjardins composes himself to get his glove on this puck is beyond me. He's falling down on his butt, falling to the left, and his hand comes out of nowhere to make a huge stop.
May have saved the game.
That would have put it way out of reach.
With it 3-0. Off of Pouliot. He gives chase. Back out with Crosby and Roussan. Dennis way out of the cage. Dangerous looking chance for Roussan. Dylan Hunter finds Trevor Kell from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Snaps it. A much easier stop this time for Desjardins.
Well, let's take a look at that last save that was made on Drew Larman. Cedric Desjardins out, stretched all the way across, falling, sliding one way, and have to reach back and make that glove save.
Drew Larman with a 2-goal outing in this MasterCard Memorial Cup versus the Kelowna Rockets in a 4-2 triumph last Monday. Brandon Prost. Tremendous work ethic for Prost. Not always rewarded on the score sheet, but what a job he's done at both ends in this tournament. And today, he and his mates have shut out Sidney Crosby, Marc-Antoine Pouliot, and Danny Roussan. Still a long way to go. Pouliot intercepted by, guess who? Brandon Prost. So much depth on this London team. Adam Dennis sweeps it to Girardi. Girardi to an open wing here. Schremp with Corey Perry. Schremp and Perry. Perry spins and Desjardins steps in. Schremp in the corner, tied up effectively by Benoit Arsenault. Good work by number 21. Eric Nielsen, one-on-one with Sabret. They'll collide in the corner. Benoit Arsenault to the line, and Serson. Serson a shot. Hit Schremp in the shin guards. Poked ahead, and Perry off of Arsenault to neutralize. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the second period, and a 3-0 London lead as they look to cap off a dream season. 59 regular season wins. Schremp zigzags. Perry towards Fritchie, just in behind him. Brian Rodney, stripped by John Sebastian Cote. Quick snapshot, and Dennis makes the stop.
And there's no support. Cote breaks up, gets a shot on net, but there's no Rimouski players to follow up.
Danny Stewart swept to the side of the net. Dennis looked to cover it, helping out defensively with Schremp, and he'll shoot at the center. Scalzo waiting for his mates to get onside. Stewart, Curdell, and Tobin. And they have not been anywhere near as effective as they were during the Quebec League playoffs in this tournament. The fans with a large round of applause for Robbie Schremp and his mates as they go to the bench. Drew Larman, he was acquired in an early season trade. Nice pass, but just offside.
Well, let's take a look at what the London Knights have done this year, rewriting the Canadian Hockey League record book. They've been fantastic. Most wins in a season, with 59. Winning percentage, .882. Longest undefeated streak broke Brandon Wheatking's record. Fewest goals against, 125. That ties Kelowna, which was set last year, the eventual Memorial Cup champions.
They scored 310 regular season goals and posted a 16-2 record to win the OHL title. Pouliot, the best chance of the day for the Crosby line, but the captain, Pouliot, robbed by Adam Dennis.
Well, this is the cleanest shot that Marc-Antoine Pouliot has had in the game. Nice play by Jean-Michel Beauduc to pinch in, keep the puck in the London end of the ice. Crosby gets it out to Pouliot, and a quick shot on net. Key here, Adam Dennis, no rebounds. Makes the stop, no rebound. Pouliot gets one shot.
A huge save late in this second period. That would have given Rimouski some much-needed momentum going to the dressing room. Mathot, rink wide off Searson. Dylan Hunter cracking it down in the corner with number 10 of the Oceanic. Prost to help out on the forecheck. Brandon Prost, so tough to knock off the puck, but it's poked away by Crosby. Crosby accepts the Pouliot pass. No, he doesn't. It goes to Roussan. Fans thought it was offside. Crosby. He's taken to the ice by Mathot. Jean-Michel Beauduc, the redirect, the nifty one. Nice save off Crosby, who slams his stick as the buzzer goes to bring an end to the second period, and there's going to be a penalty against the Knights at the 20-minute mark of this frame.
Sidney Crosby driving hard to the net. This is a good tip. Crosby's being taken down to the ice, his feet taken out from underneath him, and he's just not happy. Slams his stick to the ice, wants the penalty called. He's driving hard to the net, doing everything he can legally, makes a nice tip, and his feet are pulled out from underneath him. I think Crosby's right on that play. He should have had a penalty called. The Rimouski team does get one called at the end of the period.
Our play of the second period is brought to you today, as it always is, by Canon and their Business Solutions division, always up and running.
David Bolin gets his first goal of the Memorial Cup tournament. He has had his chances. Battling in front of the net, a loose puck squirts through. They did have to go up to video replay. That's a goal, the third of the game.
Brandon Prost has been into it with Sidney Crosby all day long. So far, it's Prost team in front.
Look at that bench. Looks strong. These guys are ready to play.
Look at him. He thinks this is his truck. Nah, he's wrong. This is my truck. 8 years I've sat here. 130,000 kilometers of wind have passed through this nose. This truck is mine, but he does protect it.
Help extend the life of your engine with Castrol GTX High Mileage, specially formulated to protect against oil burn-off better than competitive leading oils.
Good man. Yes, nice man.
Help older cars feel young again with Castrol GTX High Mileage.
Quitting smoking? You can help ice the cravings with new Ice Mint Nicorette. It's deliciously flavor-coated, so quitting never tasted so good. Nicorette, one craving at a time.
Oasis is coming, which is big news. They played sold-out big shows in big stadiums. And after 3 long years, their first North American show is in Canada. But not here.
They're playing in a small club. The first of 3 Molson Canadian Rockstar concerts this summer. You could be there if you open up a specially marked case of Molson Canadian and find a Rockstar Access Pass. Must be legal drinking age, no purchase necessary. It starts here.
Tonight's stars of the game. No contest here. They were truly amazing. The crowd sure loves them.
Late Memorial Cup postgame show coming your way following this one, and then wrap up your Super Sunday in style. The Red Sox Yankees from Yankee Stadium. 3-0. London Knights lead the Rimouski Oceanic here in London. Canadian Hockey League President David Branch joins me. This is the first time. I can't believe you're not smiling. It's the first time all week I haven't seen you with a grin ear to ear.
It's been a great week, and I'll tell you, it's a credit to everybody, all the volunteers, the organization committee headed by Trevor Whiffen and event manager Paul Hardy, the City of London. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more, and I mean, they went out to Kelowna last year. I think they saw a lot of things and brought it back here and have added their own touches, and I know next year it's going to be just as great a success in Moncton, New Brunswick.
I think you'll agree all the stars were aligned this time around, starting with that National Hockey League walkout, and then you get Sidney Crosby, the defending champions here. The London Knights have been fantastic. How do you capitalize on this momentum in the Canadian Hockey League?
Well, I think first of all, the great thing about our country is for any doubters, we're showing that our game is in great shape. And hopefully this will be some positive linkage, shall we say, to the NHL's season next year. And you're right, and tremendous success. We know that we'll capture a lot of interest next year and enjoy continued growth. Plans are already there in terms of increased marketing and awareness and improving conditions and the environment for our players, who are the most important part of the game.
Never before seen levels of exposure. I mean, we even have John Garrett, Nick Kiprio standing by over here to talk. John Garrett, Nick. I'll explain who they are a little bit later on. But with that extra exposure comes some added criticism. A lot of people have talked about the overtime format during the round robin, or maybe you should go to a shootout to prevent a situation like we saw with Kelowna being tired in back-to-back nights.
I don't see that criticism as a result of increased exposure. In my view, what I see that is a byproduct of the unbelievable competitiveness of the four teams now. And we've seen that for the last 4 years, 5 years. And I think we have a responsibility to challenge ourselves how we can make some improvements. I know that Ron Robinson, Joe Corto, and myself have already had some discussions about introducing a shootout type format in the preliminary round games only. We're also looking at trying to maybe create a break in the action from the semifinal to the final, and possibly move our final to Monday night, and hopefully seek the cooperation of the National Hockey League, be the only show on TV that night, and just continue to grow our great game.
That moving the final to Monday, is that a reaction to the fact that the team that finishes first in the round robin and gets that bye has been so dominant for the last 14 years?
You know, it's very interesting. Going back several months ago, meeting with a gentleman you probably know, Mr. Doug Beeforth, we were talking about the Memorial Cup schedule, and it was really his idea. He said, Dave, have you ever thought about a Monday night, and thus removing some of the elements that annually seem to be there by way of scheduling conflicts? And we think Doug's onto something.
Well, I think he's onto something, too. It'd be a fantastic show to move it to a Monday night in prime time. Thanks for this. We'll see you after the game for the presentation.
We very much look forward to it, and I want to thank you and everyone, even Kipper and John and Darren, for all their great support this week.
Boy, now you're into it. They'll never let you out of here.
Suck up now.
Yeah. Canadian Hockey League President David Branch enjoying this one. The London Knights cooling off the Rimouski Oceanic, 3-0 going to the third.
Hockey Sniper on his Bauer Vapor 20 skates with explosive power and agility. The goalie can't stop what he can't see. For all your hockey needs, trust Source for Sports. We know our stuff.
Nice car. I should see my other one.
Nomex survival suit for advanced infantry. Gas-powered magnetic grapple gun.
What is that? Back up.
Batman begins.
Guy dresses up like a bat. Clearly has issues.
Starts Wednesday, June 15th.
Imagine nature without any color. It's much better when you add all the shades of spring. Cedar, for example, or walnut, redwood, or even blue wood. Formulated for the Canadian climate by Canada's paint experts. The superior protection of windshield stain comes in more than 1,000 colors, only at Home Hardware. Add more color to your great outdoors. Home Hardware. Health is close to home.
At Reebok, we used Hockey's Elite to test, analyze, and develop our new high-performance gear. And what did we find out? That the best in the game demand the best for their game. Introducing Reebok Hockey. The switch is on.
This is gonna be sound a little crazy, but I like the smell of the wood. I like the sawdust flying around.
When everything goes smooth, that's like the tool is doing all the thinking for you.
Smooth as your work going off without a hitch.
On time, every time.
I want to be able to drop that thing off the roof and keep on going. Dependability.
I mean, I still use my father's router.
They're always the first.
Always the best. Just to feel and control.
You think it, and there it is.
I can build anything.
I can build it right with Porter Cable.
What's taking her?
She was supposed to just get the stuff and come back.
I'm going in. Bev, what's keeping you?
Oh.
Serious chocolate has come to Tim Hortons with decadent new tastes that are sure to fulfill your desire, like our oven-fresh chocolate Danish.
Great, we lost another one.
I'm
going in.
Hockey sniper. Dangerous from every angle. With his Bauer Vapor Select 2 skates and his quick feet, he's a goalie's worst nightmare. For all your hockey needs, trust Source for Sports. We know our stuff.
Welcome back, Sportsnet News, everybody. Sean McCormick standing by here. 3-0 London Knights leading the Rimouski Oceanic after 2. But I'll tell you what, the Oceanic did not go undefeated in 35 games at the end of the regular season and into the playoffs by rolling over and conceding defeat. Tonight on Sportsnet News, we'll have comprehensive post-game coverage of the game you are currently watching right here on Rogers Sportsnet. In addition, Roy Halladay going for win number 8 on the mound for the Blue Jays. And the Yankees and Red Sox continuing their series at Yankee Stadium. That is a game that you can see right here on Rogers Sportsnet across the network immediately following the MasterCard Memorial Cup post-game show. Sunday Night Baseball getting away at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Sportsnet News immediately following the baseball game at 11. The Knights continuing to frustrate Sidney Crosby, holding him, his line, and the rest of Rimouski off the scoreboard. Millard, Kyprios, and Garrett return after a break.
From dramatic plays on the road to heroic displays at home, Sportsnet News is on the trail of the Jays. Get all the stories and analysis as Jays announcer Jamie Campbell gives you reports from the field. Follow the Jays nightly on Sportsnet News.
Canada's a big country, and from coast to coast, we love where we live. In fact, we wouldn't live anywhere else. We love our families, and we love keeping them safe. That's why, for well over a century, ADT Security has helped protect more Canadian homes than any other. For about $1 a day, ADT can help protect your family and home with burglary protection and 24-hour fire monitoring. Our trained monitoring center staff will be watching out for you around the clock, ready to help. So even if you're not always there, ADT is. Call 1-877-557-5636 now. And for a limited time, you can save $100 off the installation of any new ADT security system. Some of your neighbors may already enjoy the peace of mind of knowing ADT is helping to keep them safe. For your $100 savings, call now or visit adt.ca/TV. Why? Because ADT is always here, and here, and always there.
Skill and determination running deep across the Canadian Hockey League, reflected in the winners of the Canada Post Cup, which includes 2 scorers and a stopper. From the Rimouski Oceanic, Sidney Crosby. Corey Perry comes courtesy of OHL champion London. And from the WHL, it's Everett's Mike Wall. Sidney Crosby blazed a trail through the hockey world, topping the entire Canadian Hockey League in scoring. Not only did he lead his Oceanic to a league championship, but was also a major contributor to Canada's gold medal winning team at the World Junior Tournament. A teammate of Crosby's in North Dakota, Perry helped the London Knights to a second consecutive 100-point season. The Peterborough product won the Ontario Hockey League scoring race with 26 more points than the next player on that list. Mike Wall was everything for the Everett Silvertips, a 24-victory season highlighted by an eye-popping 10 shutouts. Enough to be stamped the Western Hockey League winner of the Canada Post Cup.
Look at that bench! Looks strong! These guys are ready to play!
Dad, what's up with that mascot? He's not moving.
He's not moving.
Once you try a tasty, fresh, toasted Italian BMT sub from Subway restaurants, you'll forget everything else.
I think he's dead.
No, he's not dead.
Quitting smoking? You can help ice the cravings with new Ice Mint Nicorette. It's deliciously flavor-coated, so quitting never tasted so good. Nicorette, one craving at a time.
This is gonna be sound a little crazy, but I like the smell of the wood. I like the sawdust flying around.
When everything goes smooth, that's like the tool is doing all the thinking for you.
Smooth as your work going off without a hitch.
On time, every time.
I want to be able to drop that thing off the roof and keep on going.
Dependability.
I mean, I still use my father's router.
They're always the first.
Always the best. Just the feel and control.
You think it, and there it is.
I can build anything.
I can build it right with Porter Cable.
Tonight's stars of the game. No contest here. They were truly amazing. The crowd sure loves them.
Every week on Sportsnet News, we look at the unconventional.
What are you talking about?
The unexpected.
Here, catch it. How about this? Whoa.
And the unfortunate.
Sorry.
What happened?
The misplays of the week. Tonight on Sportsnet News.
Second period scoring summary brought to you by Mazda, always the soul of a sports car. London dominating the shots on goal and scoring, the only marker of that stanza, lead 3-0. Here's John Garrett and Nick Kiprios. And guys, let's go back to the first period. And this game really turned 3 minutes in on a horrendous penalty by Eric Nielsen.
Well, I guess old habits are hard to break because they've been taking some bad penalties all week. And today's no different. This is early in the contest, 0-0. And I don't know what Nielsen is thinking on this play. And watch Corey Perry's reaction. Yeah, think about it, buddy. This is a championship game. How do you look Sidney Crosby, Pouliot, Roussin in the eye and tell them, yeah, I'm here to support you and help you win this hockey game, because it got them off to a bad start, and they're chasing going into this third period.
You're already man down. Yeah. You're 2 men short.
Then you need your goalie to bail you out, and that didn't happen.
No. And we talked about it, Nick, before. Cedric Desjardins, one bad goal a game. okay, maybe got it out of his system early, but they needed the goalie to help him out. That is an awful goal. No paddle down, no stick down, right through him. That might have gone right by if he just lets it go. And instead, look at this squeeze and knocks it in his own net. That is an awful goal. And in a game like this, your team gets just deflated. The biggest game you've got all year, and you watch your goalie letting him win like that early in the game.
After a 5-point performance in the semifinal, Sidney Crosby extremely frustrated tonight in the championship game, Nick.
Well, a situation where they're not giving him much room. It's a 5-man unit against Sidney Crosby, and they've closed off the lanes. They've taken away his time and space, and he ends up taking a bad penalty on a back check. He's going to have a tough time. This London team is deep, and he's not going to have much room in the next 20 minutes either.
If Rimouski has any hope, look for them to capitalize on a third period starting power play. Sidney Crosby will open up the period as the Rimouski Oceanic probably will start the gamble very early on in this championship final. Peter, John?
Thanks so much, gentlemen. The London Knights 20 minutes away from their first ever Memorial Cup title. They begin this third frame shorthanded. Dylan Hunter picking up a hooking penalty at the 20-minute mark. Danny Roussan, nice move in front. Just fails to connect with Crosby at the doorstep. Scalzo lets it go in the equipment of Method, who worked the puck down to his stick and down the ice. Good play by number 3 of the Knights. Rimouski has fired 8 shots on net on their power plays, but obviously yet to find the mark. Coulomb, one-on-one with Method, and Savret finds an opening. Desjardins pressured by Prost. In behind Prost, poked away by Desjardins. Here's Prost again. Backhander off Coulomb. Brandon Prost. Sensational defensively. Roussan. Off his stick, belongs to Pouliot. Pouliot down low towards Crosby and Roussan. Crosby watched closely by Danny Savret. Plays it for Scalzo. Back to Crosby, top of the circle, blocked by Savret. Scalzo moves up on the play, and here's Boland. Back the other way, he has a step on Bolduc. Boland cutting in front, and it rolls off his stick. Excellent individual effort by David Boland, who scored the 3rd London goal on a power play. That opportunity shorthanded. John, this building would have went out of its mind if that goes in. Cleared down the ice with just 7 seconds left in the Hunter minor penalty.
Peter, you got to give Danny Savret a lot of credit on this last opportunity. Short-handed, Savret makes a block and a shot. Boland gets an opportunity, out-skates Jean-Michel Bolduc, trips him up at the last second. That could have been a penalty to be called as well, but Savret blocking shots all game long. David Boland, terrific short-handed. Nice teamwork. He's shaking his hand. He must have got shot off the hand.
And the Hunter penalty expires. Rimouski hoping for an early power play goal to get them back in it. But they're now 0 for 4 with a man advantage. After leading this tournament at 33.3% heading into this championship final. Francois Bolduc turns it over to Corey Perry. Perry for Rob Schremp, snaps and scores! Robbie Schremp's first of the tournament, 4-0 Knights.
Happiest man in the building right now, Robbie Schremp. He's been shooting and shooting and shooting. He must have 30 shots in this tournament, and he just couldn't buy a goal. And he set up some nice plays. He's made things happen. Nice pass by Corey Perry to get it back to Schremp. Rimouski very tentative with the puck. They cannot clear the puck out of their own end of the rink. Let's take a look at Schrempy. His reaction.
Rob Schremp scored 41 times during the regular season, 13 more during the Ontario Hockey League playoffs, and is his first of the Memorial Cup, as that will do it on this day for Cedric Desjardins. He's been replaced in the goal by number 37, Jean-Michel Filiatreau. He played with the Quebec Ramparts in Quebec City in the 2003 Memorial Cup. 4-0 on the Schremp goal, his first of the tournament. Fritchie looking for Perry in the high slot. Corey Perry draws the lone assist at 2:34. Fritchie with 3 points of his own in this contest. Mark Mathod holds it in. Schremp to the line. Perry holds it in, blocked, and comes to neutral ice off the shin guard of Francis Charette. Graham Bona, his first shift of the contest. For Schremp. Schremp again! A hard blast. Jean-Michel Filiatreau tested early. Girardi, quick drive. And Filiatreau again with a save.
Robbie Schremp scores in bunches, and this shot here could definitely have gone in, but Jean-Michel Filiatreau, acquired from Quebec as an overage because of his experience in the Memorial Cup, same as Adam Dennis was acquired by the London Knights. And Cedric Desjardins has not taken his hands off his face as he's left the net.
Desjardins removed in favor of Filiatreau, who did not play one single second in this tournament or the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League playoffs.
Desjardins went 20 games undefeated to end the season, and he really did a good job of just letting some weak goals in at wrong times. He got the wins. It's just no support for him among their defensive core. The depth of this team is scoring, and defensively they struggle, which doesn't help Desjardins' cause.
Look at that shot. That's unbelievable camera work. And those eyes tell the whole story for Rimouski. 4-0 for the #1 rated Knights. They have been in that #1 ranked position all season long, trying to go coast to coast and put a cap on what might go down as one of, if not the greatest seasons in Canadian Hockey League history. Brandon Prust moves into the zone. Prust with excellent puck work. Now it comes to the line. Crosby tried to jump away, but Dylan Hunter foiled him as Crosby gets his elbow up a little bit on Dylan Hunter as they push and shove. Sidney Crosby with 3 goals and 2 assists in the semifinal. An unbelievable evening, but this day has been full of frustration as Brandon Prust wants a piece of Sebastian Aspirot. And he'll get one. This coming with 15:04 to go in the third period.
I think this is Sebastian Aspirot's second shift in the tournament.
Takes Brandon Prust to the ice.
Well, it's not bad if you're a wrestler. Brandon Prust likes to trade punches toe-to-toe.
You cannot say enough in this tournament about the work of Brandon Prust.
Take a look at how Brandon Prust and Aspirot get started. A punch in the head by Aspirot to Brandon Prust. And Dylan Hunter and Sidney Crosby get involved. Nice breaks up the play by Hunter, but Crosby comes back and gives Dylan a shot and then spears him a little bit as he comes through. Dylan very disciplined on the play. Sidney Crosby starting to show the frustration. I've never seen Sidney do something like that. He's usually very disciplined.
Referee Mark Hicks straightening things out of the penalty box. Dale Hunter can almost smell it now with his team in front, 4-0. Trying to win his first Memorial Cup. The team that has entered the championship affair with the bye, meaning a first-place finish, as they love Mike Toth here in London, and why not? Big fan myself. Getting back to my thought, the team that has finished first after the round robin with a bye into Sunday's final has won 11 of the last 12 championship games. The only team, John Druce, to buck that trend was the Ottawa 67s when they beat the Calgary Hitmen in overtime in their own building back in 1999 on an overtime goal by Matt Zoltek. The last team to do it prior to that, you have to go back to Kamloops in 1992. Perry with Shrimp. Perry, his pass, blocked by Coulomb. Fritchie with the game's opening goal and a tremendous first 20 minutes with a goal and an assist, really helping to pave the way to this 4-0 advantage. Stewart batted at one on the doorstep. Shrimp, the Edmonton first rounder. He's pulled to the ice by Coulomb. There's going to be a penalty. As it's down the ice, Dennis will leave it for Brian Rodney, enjoying quite a final with a goal and an assist of his own. Penalty coming up, and now the whistle is blown by referee Mark Hicks in his first Memorial Cup tournament and final.
Patrick Coulomb is going to be going to the penalty box for taking down Robbie Shrimp and ripping his helmet off as they're going one-on-one against each other. Shrimp trying to gain a little room, gives a little shoulder, but Coulomb just pulls his man down to the ice, puts his bucket back on so he can stay on and play during the shift.
Nick and John touched on it just before the start of the third period. A very undisciplined penalty courtesy of Eric Nielsen that gave London a two-man advantage early in the first period, led to a Danny Fritchie goal that opened the scoring, is a penalty that they will look back at for quite some time in Rimouski.
You do not have to start a championship game taking penalties like that. You want to gain some momentum, not take it away early on, and that's exactly what happened to give London the goal.
Benoit Arsenault, short-handed attempt, gloved easily by Adam Dennis. And London's power play had not been terrific early in the Memorial Cup, but they got going with 3 power play goals against Ottawa. Here's Perry, robbed by Filiatro, who's made 2 or 3 dynamite stops after replacing Cedric Desjardins following the Shrimp goal. He went 0-3, as we showed you earlier, playing for the hometown Quebec Rampart in the 2003 Memorial Cup. Brian Rodney for Danny Fritchie. It's blocked. And back comes Danny Roussin, short-handed. Roussin with 54 goals on the season. Headed poked away by Danny Sabret. The CHL's top defenseman, Boland. David Boland's pass off his stick towards Larman. And Marc-Antoine Pouliot. For Mario Scalzo Jr., Sabret in the way again. Shrimp, nice lateral move at the line. Shrimp snaps it. Filiatro wasn't sure, but he got enough of it. Shrimp leaves it. Trevor Kell, blocked by Mario Scalzo Jr. He's still looking to jump up. Despite the fact his team's short-handed, but when you're trailing by 4, why not? Shrimp, tail end of a power play. London has 2 power play goals in the game. Method, Kell, a redirection. Coulomb out of the penalty box. Method, a hard drive, it's loose, goes off Kell wide. London continues to apply the pressure and finally skating out of the zone. Pouliot for Coulomb. Patrick Coulomb, 1-on-2, upended by Daniel Girardi.
Girardi so calm, breaking up and playing his own end of the rink. Makes a play up the boards and then receives a huge hit by Pouliot. Doesn't even faze him. take a hit to make a play. The whole London Knights team has done that all game.
Graham Bona fails to handle it cleanly in his first Quebec Junior League season. Seeing some ice time with Rimouski trailing by 4 in the third period. Robbie Schrempf's first of the tournament. Cedric Desjardins in disbelief.
The rotary powered Mazda RX-8.
Jack?
The way you feel about sports cars will never be the same.
So.
Bell Canada is proud to celebrate 125 years. We thank the thousands of people who make it happen, and the millions of people they touch every day.
A great Sunday of sports on Rogers Sportsnet continues with a pretty fine ball game. The rivalry resumes. The Red Sox and Yankees in high definition, and that'll take us to Sportsnet News with RJ Broadhead. And Brad Fay will put a wrap on this Memorial Cup Championship game and a great tournament. And in London, the celebration alive and well in the party zone. Their Knights are 11-24 away from winning the Canadian Hockey League title in the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Brian Rodney down the ice, right to Jean-Michel Filiatreau. Replace Cedric Desjardins after the 4th London goal, the first of the tournament, courtesy of Rob Schrempf. Mark Tobin involved in behind the play. And it's Corey Perry again taking a rough ride. There's a penalty on its way to the Oceanic and blown down now.
Jean-Michel Bolduc is the one going to go to the penalty box. Cross-check from behind, hitting Corey Perry. It was more of an elbow to go into Perry, not expecting him to come in. Throws the elbow into Perry from behind. Corey Perry sucking it up, taking the abuse. Anything you have to do to win a championship.
Bolduc and Tobin with a bit of a sandwich. But it's Bolduc who makes his way to the penalty box. And London back to the power play again. 2 for 6 on the day. Corey Perry remains on the ice with Schrempf, Dylan Hunter, Daniel Girardi, and Danny Sabret. An early power play goal started things just the way the Knights would have wanted, with a 2-man advantage back at the 3:45 mark of the opening frame by Danny Fritchie. It's been tough sledding ever since for the champions of the Quebec League. Dylan Hunter, Daniel Girardi, a hard drive. Good save by Filiatreau.
And this is rewarding for Daniel Girardi. He played in last year's Memorial Cup, gets traded from Guelph to London this year along with Adam Dennis. Second chance at a Memorial Cup championship. The team last year struggled, 0-3 in the tournament. And to come on here and play with a powerhouse, what a privilege for Girardi and Adam Dennis.
Should be noted as well, one of the players who went the other way in that deal, John, was Rick Stedman. Rick Stedman is the nephew of Mark and Dale Hunter. How difficult was that deal to make on the family?
No question about it. Another deal made earlier in the season, Logan Hunter traded to Peterborough as well. Some family members being dealt away to build this team.
You have a chance to win it all. I guess you spare nothing. And right now, all those deals are paying dividends and have ever since they were made. The Knights started the year with a CHL record 31-game unbeaten streak that was finally stopped on December 17th by the Sudbury Wolves in this building with a 5-2 victory. And at the time, Danny Savret and Corey Perry were away trying out for the national junior team. You wonder how long the streak might have lasted had they not been away for the better part of a month. Robbie Schremp was away about a week later with the U.S. national junior team. Plays it, Girardi and Brian Rodney. Girardi whips one as the penalty to Jean-Michel Bolduc has expired. Schremp, look at the stick handle. Fritchie in front toward Schremp, gobbled up and cleared down the ice. The countdown is on for Dale Hunter's team. They're edging closer to a championship.
Entertainment for the bus ride to the Stouffville Clippers away game, $140. One bag of cheesies, Tim Hortons donuts, Smarties, and pop, $42. Motel rooms for the night, $240. Knowing there's a big, clean sheet of ice waiting on the other end, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Fan of the CHL and those who love hockey above all else.
Time and weather can make concrete look bad. Fix it with Techstone Granite by Beauty Tone. Only at Home Hardware and Home Building Center. An easy way to beautify and protect steps, balconies, floors, walls for as little as $1.70 a square foot in 3 simple steps. Prime with granite primer, trowel on Techstone Granite, sealing. For a slip-resistant surface that stands up to water, salt, and lots more. Now that's a step in the right direction. Techstone Granite by Beauty Tone, only at Home Hardware.
Oasis is coming, which is big news. They played sold-out big shows in big stadiums. And after 3 long years, their first North American show is in Canada. But not here.
They're playing in a small club. The first of 3 Molson Canadian Rockstar concerts this summer. You could be there if you open up a specially marked case of Molson Canadian and find a Rockstar Access Pass. Must be legal drinking age, no purchase necessary. It starts here.
The game review brought to you by Castrol GTX High Mileage. It helps older cars feel young again.
Probably one of the best London Knights in the tournament, Danny Fritchie, a goal and 2 assists, got things started for this team at the recent time right now. Game-winning goal for Fritchie. David Boll and Robbie Schremp have been struggling all tournament long, and they get their first goals of the tournament.
In their 40th year, the London Knights, 8:38 away from winning the title, and there's one of the architects, VP and General Manager Mark Hunter.
They know the game, Mark Hunter and Dale Hunter. Mark's done a terrific job acquiring people and doing his job. He's very well respected around the Ontario Hockey League.
Mario Scalzo Jr. leading all defensemen in points in the tournament with 9. The Quebec League's Defenseman of the Year acquired in the January 4th trade from Victoriaville. This team would never have made it this far, I don't think, without his acquisition. He's been that integral a piece of the puzzle for this Oceanic team. And here he comes on the rush, where he's so gifted. Stopped up by Prust and company. When Dale Hunter made the change in the round-robin affair to put Brandon Prust on the ice, every time Sidney Crosby came out, it's been very difficult for this top line of the Oceanic, John.
No question about it. Brandon Prust, born to check against top players. He's mean to play against. He can skate, very good positionally, makes the right decisions at the right time.
And Daryl Sutter and the Calgary Flames are at home saying, we're enjoying every second of it.
Brandon Prust had a rib injury early in the season, missed a bunch of games. He still ended up with 10 goals and 30 points. Led the team in penalty minutes as well.
He also broke his jaw in a January 23rd game in Ottawa and missed 14 games. Josh Beaulieu battling Eric Nielsen. Nielsen with Francis Charette and Sebastian Aspiro. Charette trying to make a nifty move against Brian Rodney, who scored the second London goal back in the first period. Puck lays loose, kicked at Nielsen to Charette. Nice spin by Charette. Off the back of the net, Rodney roughed him up a little bit. Rimouski with some pressure on. Nielsen upended in front. Aspiro, limited ice time in this tournament for number 24. As has been the case with the gentleman who shoveled the puck to the open wing, Graham Bona. But he's in his first year. He'll have all kinds of opportunities. Bona for Charette. Bona played with Team Atlantic at this year's World Under-17 Challenges. Fritchie jumps on a loose puck. And Jean-Michel Filiatro stops Danny Fritchie. And that hasn't been easy. He has 3 points to lead the London attack.
Danny Fritchie has really impressed me with his wheels and breaking up plays, and this is a good example. Misplay by the Rimouski defense. Fritchie jumps in, takes advantage of it, hunts down a loose puck. He's been very good.
Rob Schremp and Corey Perry extended his postseason scoring streak with an assist on the goal by Schremp to 22 games. The OHL's MVP in both the regular season and the playoffs, Corey Perry. And a gold medalist for Team Canada in Grand Forks. Perry knocked to the ice. It hasn't been an easy day for Corey Perry, who's received plenty of harsh treatment. But I'm sure he's feeling pretty good right now. Perry behind the net. Fritchie to the front of the cage. Perry uses that stick so well. Corey Perry in the Knights. 5:04 away.
Look at him. He thinks this is his truck. Nah, he's wrong. This is my truck. 8 years I've sat here. 130,000 kilometers of wind have passed through this nose. This truck is mine, but he does protect it.
Help extend the life of your engine with Castrol GTX High Mileage, specially formulated to protect against oil burn-off better than competitive leading oils.
Good man. Yes, nice man.
Help older cars feel young again with Castrol GTX High Mileage.
Ready? Hit it, man!
At Napa Auto Parts, we have great air conditioning products and millions of other quality parts. Napa, get the good stuff.
She stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. All right now, baby, it's all right.
The 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And by Bell, proud sponsor of the MasterCard Memorial Cup.
Here's what they're playing for. One of the most coveted trophies in sports. The Memorial Cup. 5 minutes and 4 seconds away from that trophy being hoisted by the London Knights for the first time ever. Their play in this championship affair has been splendid. Shutting down Crosby and company with everything on the line. Brandon Pruss, even now, diving for loose pucks. He's a true unsung hero, has just one assist, but he's meant so much to this team and their title run. Collides with Coulomb on the end boards. Crosby looking to dig it free. Crosby with a tournament-leading 11 points. He has not disappointed. 5 of those points in a brilliant semifinal performance one night ago. Marc-Antoine Pouliot with 9 points. Ross cracks it down and flips it in. Roussin, they can really feel it now in London. Bolin has to go off his stick into the London bench.
Well, for Peter, for Brian Rodney, his last game of junior hockey, he started out his career with Ottawa, went to a Memorial Cup in Regina. They did not have success. Thought that he was going to be in the American League this year and ends up in London with a dynamite team. Look at the career of Brian Rodney.
Came over this year from the Kingston Frontenacs. 3rd amongst all OHL blue liners in scoring. Led all defensemen in scoring last season. What a way to cap off your junior career. And many nights in the same boat. John Sebastian Cote off the stick, over top of the net. David Bolin spinning. Last shutout in a Memorial Cup final. You have to go back to Peterborough. Shut out by the Granby Bison 4-0 on that Saturday afternoon in what was a foggy affair. Players had to keep skating on the ice to get rid of the fog. It was so hot in Peterborough. And the master of that shutout was a young man by the name of Frederick Deschamps, who shut out the Peterborough Petes in Peterborough on that day to give that Quebec team the title. It has been a long wait. The Knights captured their first ever OHL title with a 5-game victory over the Ottawa 67s. They went 16-2 during the postseason. Francis Charette trying to snap the goose egg. Brandon Pruss, one of several players who hail from here in London. Pruss was a walk-on, John, a few years ago. As the chant, "We want the cup," in full swing and full voice. Eric Tremblay fires it in. The London Knights won 59 times during the regular season. A CHL record 31-game unbeaten streak. Here's Crosby, backhander. Dennis kicked that away. Crosby in full flight. Francis Charette spins his shot, didn't miss by much. As it's cleared out of harm's way, Corey Perry has his stick broken by Francis Charette. Sabina Curdell runs into Brian Rodney with a goal and an assist and some good defensive work. We're under 2 minutes. Rob Trent with a third period goal out there with Fritchie, who has 3 points. They're on their feet in London, watching the home team cap off what might arguably be the greatest junior hockey season ever in major junior play. You would have to make an argument for it. Puck is offside. It's so loud in here, you can't hear it.
And for Dale Hunter, Peter, I'll tell you what, playing that long in the NHL, went to the Stanley Cup Finals once against Detroit and was swept. A championship for him. He's got to be proud of his players. He treats them all like his own kids.
And John has to be proud of the fact that they play arguably their best game of the year against great competition when it mattered the most. You cannot play a much better championship game than the one we've witnessed here today.
Picture perfect, so well coached.
We're into the last minute. What a season for the London Knights. Perry and Prust out there. Coulomb shot it wide. And blown down as it went out of play.
Peter, what about Sidney Crosby? Last game of junior hockey? He's not going to be back.
No,
he's ready
no
for the
way.
next step.
There's no question. He proved that in this tournament. 11 points, leading all point getters. A gold medal for Canada at the World Junior Hockey Championship in Grand Forks. Two-time CHL Player of the Year. So fun to watch, so poised. They call him the next one. Brandon Prust trying to dance around Mario Scalzo Jr. Scalzo stripped by Perry with Prust. Perry, his shot, loose in front. London, you've waited 40 years for this. Your team is about to win its first Memorial Cup. Dejected Cedric Desjardins as we look into the party zone. They'll be partying for a long time. 40 years, John Druce, is a long time to wait.
This city is going crazy.
And what a team they have witnessed this season. 59-7-2, the record 31-game unbeaten streak to open the year, 16-2 in the playoffs, featuring great athletes. Corey Perry and Danny Savret just now becoming the 15th and 16th players to win a World Junior Gold Medal for Canada and the Memorial Cup in the same year.
Well, what a year. They had something to prove. Savret and Corey Perry. Corey Perry not making the Canadian junior team last year had something to prove. Danny Savret coming into the season undrafted. Both guys making their mark in junior hockey.
As the customary handshakes underway, Adam Dennis felt the disappointment last year in Kelowna, going 0-3. The goaltender acquired at the deadline from Guelph posts a shutout in the championship game, the first goaltender to do that in the big game since 1996. He answers the bell. Cedric Desjardins was fantastic in a losing cause, a big reason why the Oceanic advanced to the championship game. But in the end, John Druce, too good, too much depth, and a team that played, as you referred to it, almost picture perfect in a championship fight.
You couldn't ask for more from the London Knights, from their defense, their goaltending. Dennis didn't even play in the last game on Thursday night against Ottawa 67. They put Gerald Coleman in. That's how much depth. Dale Hunter could have put Coleman in tonight's game, and I don't think that the outcome would have been any different. Dale Hunter's got to be proud of his team.
Two-time OHL Coach of the Year, Dale Hunter, one of the architects, one of the owners. There's the Vice President and General Manager, Mark Hunter. this area in Ontario, and they've never been more proud, I'm sure.
5 years it took them.
Corey Perry, I'm sure, will be named the MVP of this MasterCard Memorial Cup. Ends his junior career on a 22-game scoring streak in the postseason. Had a point in every single postseason game that London played, an assist on the 4th goal today, scored by Robbie Schrempp in the 3rd period. Adding to his World Junior gold when he played on a line with that gentleman's son, Sidney Crosby, as Troy looks on. From dejection to elation. Yes, young men, you are number one. Sidney Crosby, you know, we talk so much about his poise and presence on the ice. How about off the ice? Look at this. Cedric Desjardins feeling absolutely unconsolable. Dale Hunter hugging all his guys. You talk about this gentleman, you roomed with him when you played with the Washington Capitals. Talk about treating this group of young men, which will, John, I think, go down in history as one of the greatest teams ever, with respect. Kind of like the dad. Time for the presentation. Let's send it down to our Darren Millard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the House of Green has a touch of gold with Craig Penny of MasterCard Canada to present the Stafford Smythe Memorial Trophy to the Memorial Cup MVP, the OHL regular season MVP, the playoff MVP, and now Memorial Cup MVP from the London Knights, Corey Perry.
Corey, on behalf of MasterCard Canada, thank you for a priceless tournament.
A lot of pressure coming into this. Number 1 ranked, wire to wire. You guys said you wanted Rimouski. You got your chance and you took care of business.
Yeah, you know, we have a hard-fought team on our side, and nobody ever quits. And when you're coming into this game, that it'd be a battle, and you know, we came out on top, and that's all that matters.
They had the phenom. You knew all about Sidney Crosby, the play of his line mates in that Fab Five, but your depth stepped up today.
Yeah, you know, we got a lot of guys in that team that have a lot of heart, and it shows throughout the playoffs and throughout the regular season that they come to play every night, and they're a big part of our team, and they never quit.
Turning point in this one, very early on. How's your jaw?
Oh, it's fine. Ready to go.
Were you surprised at how physical they were with you today?
Not really. You know, it's been like that for the last couple of years, and you know, they got a good shot in on me, and you know, it stung for a minute, but you know, it was just nice to get on top and never look back.
This House of Green, 44-2-2 this year.
This place is unbelievable. Look at the fans. Everybody's dressed in green, and you know, I just can't thank them enough for a great career that everybody's had and a great run we had this year.
Couple of words before we let you go on Don Brankley.
You know, he's just unbelievable trainer. He does everything for you. He's like your dad when you're away from home, and you know, he's always at the rink. He lives here, and you know, he takes care of the guys pretty well.
Take this trophy back to your teammates so Danny Servette can come and get the other one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Memorial Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Commissioners Ron Robinson of the Western Hockey League, Gilles Courteau of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and myself on behalf of the Ontario Hockey League and the Canadian Hockey League, we would like to firstly express our congratulations on the outstanding seasons of the Kelowna Rockets, Ottawa 67s, Rimouski Oceanic, and of course the London Knights. This has been an absolutely outstanding week. And let me firstly start by expressing our sincere appreciation to Tournament Chairman Trevor Whiffen, Event Manager Paul Hardy, and the over 500 volunteers and the City of London. You as fans, to Mayor Anne-Marie DeSico, everybody in London, we can't express our gratitude for making all of us from across the country to a very special week here in London, Ontario. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the unbelievable turnout of OHL, London Knight alumni, and OHL alumni. From Wayne Gretzky to Paul Coffey, Brendan Shanahan, Reg Thomas, Dennis Weidman, Danny Bois, Brad Marsh, thank you very, very much. The record books will show it. All of you here know it. The London Knights are one of the greatest junior teams ever to play. The Memorial Cup was first presented in 1919 to honor those that gave the supreme sacrifice in the First Great World War. In 2005, the year of the veteran, I am absolutely humbled and privileged to present the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup to Danny Syvret and the London Knights.
As the commissioner stated, the London Knights put the finishing touches on one of the greatest junior hockey seasons of all time by winning the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup. They were #1 ranked from wire to wire, coast to coast, and did not disappoint with a perfect 4-0 record at this Memorial Cup, including 2 wins over the Quebec League champion Rimouski Oceanic. That brings us to our play of the game, brought to you by Ackland's Granger. Canada's leading distributor of industrial fleet and safety supplies. Hacklands Granger, more of what's important to you.
Brian Rodney gets his first goal of the Memorial Cup tournament, but Danny Fritchie deserves a lot of credit to set this up. Gets it back to Robbie Schremp. Brian Rodney steps up in the play with his first goal of the tournament. Danny Fritchie with a goal and 2 assists had a tremendous game in this final as well.
And Brian Rodney celebrates a championship in his hometown. Corey Perry's from Peterborough, Ontario. 4 fabulous years as a member of the Knights. The OHL regular season, the OHL playoff MVP, and the MasterCard Memorial Cup MVP to go along with a World Junior gold medal. And joining our Darren Millard is another young man who also has a World Junior gold medal. Darren?
Guys, during the first intermission, Danny Servette told his buddy Corey Perry, if we win the cup, I'll get it first from David Branch. I'm finding you. You were mobbed there. Did you get a chance to give it to him?
Yeah, I had to give him a back lateral. He was behind me. He was calling for it, so I had to give it to him. We've been through a lot this year, and it's been a pleasure playing with him.
So much made about the offense in this tournament between not only Rimouski, but your team. Talk to me about the defensive effort of shutting out Sidney Crosby in the championship.
Well, if you shut out a guy like that, you're bound to move on professionally. Mark Mathod and Daniel Girardi played an amazing game tonight. It's tough to contain that player, Sidney Crosby. So much talent and so much skill and work ethic, but I'm glad we have those 2 defensemen on our side.
Nice to get a 5-on-3 very early in a hockey game, as important as this one.
Yeah, we knew we had to stay disciplined the entire game, not let our emotions get the best of us, and we did that and came out on top and got a few early goals that helped us out very much.
They're setting up for a team picture. You better get in there.
Thank you very much.
Danny Servette, the captain of the Memorial Cup champion London Knights, to go along with that gold medal.
Kind of nice to see Don Brankley lift the Memorial Cup. He's seen all of it here in London as the trainer, including a season in the mid-90s when the Knights won 3 games, John, to this, when they end the year with a record, everything in total, of 79-9-2.
Don Brankley's seen so many professionals go on to have a great NHL career, but nothing more important than seeing a team come together and win a championship. That is more rewarding than anything. I'm sure he loves every guy that has come through his locker rooms, but to see him put that trophy above his head just brought a huge smile to my face.
Yeah, mine too. And, you know, if you've ever been involved in this great game and you've seen the work that people like Don Brankley do, the trainers, the equipment people, you know, a lot of times they wind up with very little notoriety, but the work that they do, and they help these young men not only become better players, but better people. They're and you know this far better than I do. A lot of times it's the trainers who you turn to when you have a problem away from the ice and, you know, things aren't going well. And they're so important to young people's development in this game. Well, it's been customary, the photo, and take a listen. The Londonites are the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup champions, courtesy of an impressive 4-0 victory over Sidney Crosby and the Rimouski Oceanic in the championship final. By the way, Sidney Crosby was shut out only on 4 occasions all season while playing with Rimouski, today being number 5. Not easy to do.
One thing that sticks out in my mind is Dale Hunter talking about Corey Perry a few years ago when he first joined the team and told me that he would one day lead the Ontario Hockey League in scoring. Not only did he lead the Ontario Hockey League, he led the playoffs. He led his team and won a gold medal at the World Junior Championships and the Memorial Cup Championships and the MVP of this tournament.
John, I can verify because I was standing right beside you in a meeting when Dale delivered that message. A dream campaign for the Knights, a dream campaign for Corey Perry. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks first-round selection, 28th overall back in the year 2003. We'll never forget the 2004-2005 campaign. As the celebration, the players enjoying every second of it, all the other media members on the ice looking for interviews and comments after the very impressive triumph. And our Darren Millard is standing by with Don Brand.
You guys were talking about him. He waited a long time for that.
Yeah, it's been a pretty long ride. What a destination we got here. It's really hard to describe how great this feels. And if it took 35 years to get here, I don't really care, because this has been the best week of my hockey life, and for these kids as well. So it's really worth the wait.
When they handed you the Memorial Cup, who did you think of? What players from the past?
I thought of all my guys, because every year we've had 35 teams that tried to win this, and we don't always have good teams, but sometimes we had great teams. But to be able to hold that, it's the first time I've even touched it. I've seen it thousands of times. These guys won it for everybody. The guys who couldn't be here to win it. That's just what this organization's all about, is the past and the present. So I'm really happy for everyone who's ever worn this sweater. They've all got pride in this.
You have a new picture for that training room wall. What was it like when you finally held it above your head?
Well, that was sweet. That was the longest afternoon that I can ever remember, waiting for that game to end. And it's a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. I got to start working out if we go to the Cup next year. It was sweet. It's to hold it up high, hold the history that's behind that trophy is unbelievable.
3.5 decades, well worth the wait. Congratulations.
It really was. Thanks very much. It's been a great afternoon.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much. The sign says it all. A season to remember. One of the greatest ever in junior hockey history, as we send it to our Hockey Central panel. Guys.
Headlines in London. The hometown Knights have ensured their place in history. The CHL's best certainly lived up to the billing by capturing the MasterCard Memorial Cup in what many of the locals here, gentlemen, are now describing as the greatest day in London sports history. I'm joined by John Garrett and Nick Kiprios. Dale and Mark Hunter. John, constructed a remarkable team, and the search for the winning formula ends in a championship.
They built this team when they found out they were hosting the Memorial Cup. They geared it to this year, and they were the best team in the country. They were ranked #1 from October 1st until the Memorial Cup tournament started. They proved they were #1 throughout, and what a disciplined game they played. It was when you have to play for all the marbles in one game.
Yeah.
You want your team to come out in control. and they came out in control, and unfortunately for Rimouski, they weren't.
Well, John, they're a complete hockey team from the goal out. And the beauty about this hockey club all season long and continually throughout the Memorial Cup is that they never sacrifice defense for offense. And while Rimouski, of course, came in with that one-dimensional attitude of let's outgun our opponents, Dale Hunter made sure that the attention to defense was there, and it was in its truest form by shutting out a very high-scoring hockey club like Rimouski.
When you have as much talent as the London Knights had this season, John, obviously they were heavily favored coming into this as the host and the Ontario Hockey League champions. So it's our job in the media to search for flaw. And some were criticizing the format of the tournament, saying it's far too easy for the London Knights based on the schedule that they were able to play through this week. But the reality is they were the best team in this championship and proved it.
Well, you go 3-0, so you get the bye, and you're the host team, so you have everything in your favor, and the London Knights did that this season. But their depth, a night where Corey Perry had 1 assist, Danny Pritchke plays well, Robbie Shrimp has his best game of the tournament. You go up and down their lineup, and Rimouski, if the big line doesn't score, what are your chances? And I think that's the thing with London, and they built this team for this year. They've got 14 20-year-olds on this team. They traded away some draft picks because they were aiming at winning this season, and they did.
Have a look at that board. I mean, greatest team ever. That's a mouthful when you dive through the history books, Nick, but the reality is no team better in the 2005 Memorial Cup Championship, and I won't go as far as to say it was a mismatch in the final, but it was one team dominating, playing its game.
I was a little disappointed. Obviously, I would have liked to see a much more competitive team show up and give London a run for their money, but at the end of the day, I mean, don't even underestimate for a second the turnaround time for Rimouski to come back and play. And I know we've touched on this a little bit. Does the format change? But 18 hours from game to game, opposed to an opponent like London that sat and waited for 2 days, that to me played a significant role as well going into this game.
Well, and don't underestimate, John, the fact that the planets aligned for these teams because of the National Hockey League lockout. I think it's safe to say that had the NHL been in session, Corey Perry likely wouldn't have been with the London Knights. And go down the list, you could probably add 1 or 2 other players on that.
Well, every team that was here, and I think that's the glory of what happened this week was we did all benefit from that, and this game was a disappointment just because London played its game to perfection and Rimouski didn't, and it's one of those situations where and David Branch talked to Darren Millard about that in between the second and third periods, about changing the format, maybe playing a Monday night and giving both teams a day off in between. And I think that would be, you would get a better game in the final if you did that, Nick. You're right, 18 hours is just not enough time to recuperate.
Well, the celebration continues here in London, and I have a funny feeling it's going to continue into the wee hours, and rightfully so. It's certainly been a long time for the London Knights, 40 years, and they'll continue to celebrate in this championship win over the Rimouski Oceanic in the final. But, Nick, Brad Richards in pregame talked about just how winning with the Rimouski Oceanic in 2000 helped establish his career to the next level professionally, and obviously the evidence is there. He's continuing a terrific career. What will this do for some of these young men on the Knights roster?
Often on the ice, it changes your life winning a championship because it really gives you an appreciation on what it takes to be a champion, and those are lessons, John, and I know you've discussed this on and off the ice, the discipline for these kids to be in a November, December situation and make sure that you get your rest, you're in bed early. I mean, those are sacrifices that kids make to try to end up as a champion. For myself personally, winning a championship in the American Hockey League with the Hershey Bears really gave me an understanding on what it takes to be a champion at the next level in the National Hockey League. These kids today will take those lessons as well and apply them. Many of them maybe in an NHL career, but many of them as well off the ice.
Well, and this championship here in 2005, John, was almost like a professional event. based on all of the media attention, the way that, London hosted it here outside the arena, all of the activities going on, I mean, the pressure was immense on these
the
young
expectations,
guys.
especially the two teams that played in the finals, the expectations of not only the players but everybody around the game. And the game itself didn't live up to the hype, but the players themselves the entire week, the way Rimouski played in the first game, and you just go up and down the list, and Kelowna, even though they went 0-3, 64 shots, and you still end up a loser. It was a great week of hockey.
Adam Dennis, the shutout for the London Knights. Again, celebration continuing for this championship team. They defeat the Rimouski Oceanic in the championship final by a tune of 4-0. Rob Schremp getting the final goal for the London Knights, and he now joins Darren Millard.
Plenty of chances through the first couple of periods. You finally got one to go.
Yeah. I was shooting the puck. I couldn't get one to go. I just put it right on him. I was hitting him with a lot of shots, but a couple shots there, I created rebounds for my teammates, so it's not a bad play.
You've been through a long journey, a lot of ups and downs, and I think it's been a working process that obviously culminated today in the team part of the game.
Yeah.
Worth it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I came here and I was kind of a, like you said, individual player, kind of trying to make room for myself. And now I came here, I've learned how to work with teammates, work with a system, and play defense is the most important thing.
You watch your teammates celebrate a World Junior Championship at Christmas. It's nice to be on their side, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be an unbelievable feeling for Civi and Paris. I mean, 2 championships in 1 year is incredible. I was definitely proud of him. When I watched the championship game in North Dakota, I was pretty proud of him, pretty happy for him, and this has got to be awesome as well.
Frank said the trophy was heavier than he thought.
Yeah, it was huge. I couldn't believe how heavy it was, but it just went through so much this year. It's finally great to get that trophy in our hands.
Congratulations.
Thanks, bud.
There's Robbie Schremp of the London Knights celebrating the Memorial Cup Championship.
All right, Darren, thanks very much. Well, you talk about the depth of the London Knights, and certainly we did going into this championship final, and players like Schremp, Fritchie, go down the list of those who obviously had impact in every game of this championship, but they rose to the occasion, John, in the final.
Producing offensive points, but you look at the way Robbie Schremp played throughout this tournament. He didn't have any goals, and you thought, well, okay, maybe he's pressing, maybe he's not playing as well as he should be playing, but defensively he was doing the job, and then Corey Perry was producing the points, and you go up and down the list. Brandon Prust, such a great job on Sidney Crosby, but also drawing penalties and doing the things that he had to do, especially against Ottawa, and the London Knights well-deserved recipients.
Well, listening to Rob Schremp talk to Darren Millard, I mean, choice words in his interview. I learned to work with teammates.
Yeah.
I learned to work with a system. Those words weren't coming out of Rob Schremp's mouth 2 years ago. Very one-dimensional player, all offense. Dale Hunter gets a hold of him, makes him a complete hockey player.
Okay, let's break it down now in terms of how this game started, went through, and then ultimately ended. The Rimouski Oceanic, John, will look back again at the game sheet and say, we got into penalty trouble one more time.
Well, discipline. And, Danny Savret talked about we played disciplined hockey, but Rimouski, Eric Nielsen, you're already a man short. You've got one of your teammates going to the penalty box. You're 2 men down, and your goaltender doesn't make that save. So now you can just see the bench be deflated. And Rimouski just kept taking penalty after penalty after penalty, and you can't get any momentum. They just did not play a very smart game, and you get so excited, you get so wound up, and Eric Nielsen, a very emotional player, a very pumped-up sort of guy. To me, that was just one of those where you got to shake your head.
But you got to give your team a chance to win. And to me, to step in a situation that early and give the London Knights a 5-on-3 on a non-hockey play, are you kidding me? You've got no chance, no legitimate chance of making this a close hockey game when you have your own personal agenda, like obviously Eric Nielsen had.
And Cedric Desjardins, we talked about it before, that one bad goal a game, but it's the timing.
Yeah.
You're 2 men short, and you've done a good job killing the first 40 seconds, and then the guy comes down the wing and beats you from the boards. The guys who worked so hard, Sidney Crosby was one of the penalty killers 5-on-3, and he was doing very well. And then you let in a bad goal. It's not a tic-tac-toe play where London passes around the puck and gains their confidence. It's one of those that Darren Millard would have stopped that one.
Let's be honest now.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I felt bad for Cedric Desjardins though when he was pulled. I mean, take him out of the game. I understand why you take him out of the game, but I mean, the man was clearly deflated because he does feel that in a large way he let his team down.
He did, but his team got shut out. So what's he supposed to do? Go down and score?
Yeah, he got to score.
And the thing with goaltenders and young goaltenders is you live in the moment, and you shouldn't. And that's one of the things you learn as you progress is that's not the first time he's got the hook, and that won't be the last time.
Right.
Yeah. So you sit there on the bench, you take your helmet off and say, well, guys, I'm sorry, that wasn't my game, but I'll be back, and whoever I play with, hopefully I won't do the same thing. But it's one of those things, it's the danger of the position.
And as they say, what doesn't kill you will only make you stronger. I don't know what kind of career Desjardins may end up with, but he will look upon this, and if he does go on to play some pro hockey, he'll learn a valuable lesson today.
Biggest surprise of the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup Championship so far? We've gone about 12 minutes without really focusing on Sidney Crosby.
Yes.
We'll talk about Sidney Crosby and the Rimouski Oceanic coming up after the break. The celebration continues here in London. The hometown Knights, the 2005 Memorial Cup champions.
This edition of Sportsnet News brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by Avis. At Avis, we try harder.
I must say we're impressed with your firm's capabilities. Things are looking pretty good.
Thanks. I know you have a new office in Singapore, and as it so happens, I travel there about twice a quarter.
Good. Let's check the scores before we take off.
The new Jetta. It's all grown up. Sort of.
I built this car with my own two hands.
Nous avons subi de terribles pertes et remporté des victoires magnifiques.
Hemos ganado muchos amigos, pero aún más enemigos.
多くのライバルに圧勝してきた。負けないよ。
Ecco la mia macchina. Credete di riuscire a batterci?
You are the designer. You are the driver. Forza Motorsport. You are what you race. Rated E for everyone.
Introducing a whole new Delissio. Delissio Microwave. Finally, pizza that rises and bakes up fresh in the microwave. It's not delivery, it's Delissio. Microwave.
Celebrates a championship in his hometown.
One more time, we take you inside the House of Green. Corey Perry leading the London Knights to the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup Championship with a 4-0 victory over Sidney Crosby and the Rimouski Oceanic. And again, I don't think any of us are overly surprised by the outcome other than the fact that Crosby and the Oceanic weren't able to beat Adam Dennis at all in this one. But the reality is the London Knights, a far superior team, wire to wire. You could say that about any of the four teams here. John, Sidney Crosby, though, couldn't find the holes that he was finding earlier in the tournament.
Well, normally, and you could see his game, he was starting to get frustrated. He wasn't getting the penalty calls that he would have liked to get. They weren't hot around the net like they have been, offsides, over-talking to the linesman because of an offside. And did we see that during the week? No. And Brandon Press, the old can opener by Sidney Crosby, he gets caught turning the wrong way, has to come back, give him the can opener, gets knocked down by Mark Mathod in front of the net. talking to the referee and then banging his stick. We didn't see that, Nick, during the week. And this is one of those games. Early in the first period, Rimouski had some chances, missed the net. And once it started to turn, then you could see the frustration on Pouliot and Roussin and Crosby and Mario Scalzo. Where was he in this game? And you just go up and down.
And if we go back to last Saturday, London did a terrific job of shutting down Sidney Crosby in the back half. 30 minutes, the longest stretch that Sidney wasn't very effective offensively. They were able to continue that a week later and just blanket him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just one or two guys. It was units of a 5-man system that constantly were able to drape Sidney Crosby. Yes, by far the most frustration we saw all week long today.
Well, perhaps the most intriguing storyline going into the championship final was the head-to-head battle between Sidney Crosby and Corey Perry. And comparisons will be made ultimately, I'm sure, for several years, taking them into professional hockey as well. But if you have a look at the breakdown, you can see Sidney Crosby had a terrific tournament offensively with 11 points in total.
Well, and plus minus, but you go up and down and you say, okay, if you're a one-line team, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And Corey Perry, you think back to the first game when Rimouski was ahead 3-1. To me, that was definitive of Corey Perry when he scored the tying goal and carried it into overtime and then assisted on Mark Mathot's overtime goal. To me, that was the head-to-head competition. Was that game one? Both teams are fresh. Both teams are pumped up. Both teams know if you win that one, chances are you're going to get the bye. And to me, that was Corey Perry realizing his team needed a lift and providing it.
Corey Perry was impressive versus the Oceanic in the championship final. If for no other reason, Nick, the way he played with discipline. The Oceanic tried to get to him. They tried to get under his skin, but he wouldn't have any part of it.
No, and by far the most abuse probably all week long today. But the thing that I really liked is the fact that the London Knights still reacted with discipline. It could have been easy to chase guys around and tell them, listen, don't touch my star player. But they didn't. Rimouski, on the other hand, went out looking for retribution when Sidney Crosby got whacked. That is the sign of a disciplined club, and that's the sign of a team that has only one agenda, and that's the scoreboard at the end of the night, not going out there and protecting Corey Perry on an individual basis.
What a year it has been for Corey Perry and the London Knights, but individually speaking, Corey Perry has walked away with so many awards, deservedly so. Ontario Hockey League regular season and playoff most valuable player, OHL regular season and playoff scoring leader, and now you can tag on the Memorial Cup MVP award. And the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, yes, they have off-ice issues. They're trying to sort out their managing and all of that stuff in terms of the executive positions of that team, but they have to look into the future, John, and see some great things when you look at a player like Corey Perry.
And the only thing you see with Corey Perry, he's got great hands and all these kind of things, is his upper body strength. And the kids, and they are still kids, you can bet he'll put on 20 more pounds and be a dominant force. He'll be a power forward with great hands.
The London Knights open a scoring, compliments of Danny Fritchie on the 5-on-3. Then it was Brian Rodney who made it 2-0. London in the first period. He finished the day with a goal and an assist, and now is alongside Darren Millard.
One of the hometown boys who scored a goal. A bit of a relief there.
Well, definitely, you know, the 3 games prior to this one, I definitely had my best effort, but, you know, tonight as a team, we knew we had to work hard, and, you know, what a feeling right now.
You took a couple of glares from Dale Hunter through the course of the round robin of this championship. Who kept you going and kept you on an even keel in a positive direction?
Well, you know, I'm definitely the type of guy that gets hard on himself, so our coaching staff, they don't have to be too hard. You know, I know when I messed up kind of thing, and, you know, they were supportive behind closed doors, and, you know, they've been that way all year long.
A special moment for you being a London boy and coming back here for this championship.
Definitely. You know, I owe awful big thanks to Larry Mavety in Kingston. He's general manager there. He gave me a chance to come to my hometown, and, you know, it's been great living at home with my family, getting to see them all year long, so, you know, what a better ending to a season.
What's it like to celebrate with all your friends and family around here?
Definitely. 10,000 fans, you know, 40 years, never won it before. Just glad I'm a part of it. You know, just going to go celebrate right now and enjoy the moment.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
There's Brian Rodney of the London Knights. He scored the goal tonight that really turned the tide and pushed the Knights to this Memorial Cup championship.
No question about that, Darren. A record-setting season ends with this celebration. London is on top of the world, champions of the Memorial Cup.
This edition of Sportsnet News brought to you by Harvey's new Angus Burger. Come and get it.
It took some practice, but we finally perfected salads from the grill. Harvey's new Garden Fresh salads, made fresh daily with grilled seasoned chicken.
The 6-speed, 270-horsepower Acura TL adjusts to the way each individual accelerates, brakes, and takes on the curves. Because no two drivers are alike. The Acura TL, a higher form of performance.
Imagine nature without any color. It's much better when you add all the shades of spring. Cedar, for example, or walnut, redwood, or even blue wood. Formulated for the Canadian climate by Canada's paint experts. The superior protection of windshield stain comes in more than 1,000 colors, only at Home Hardware. Add more color to your great outdoors. Home Hardware. Health is close to home.
Enterprise. Hi, I'm at the repair shop and I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
After a slow start, the Yankees have caught fire and are moving up the standings. But the Red Sox continue to lead New York, and they want to keep it that way. Red Sox, Yankees, the rivalry continues. Tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on all Sportsnet channels. The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet, Toronto, Seattle, tomorrow at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, followed by Sportsnet News after the game.
There's a scene in London. Mark Hunter passing the Memorial Cup on to the head coach of the London Knights, Dale Hunter, in celebration of a job well done. A record-setting season for the London Knights, and it ends in style, 4-0 over the Rimouski Oceanic in the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup Championship. Big surprise would be that the Oceanic weren't able to score. Along with Sidney Crosby, Danny Roussin, Marc-Antoine Pouliot, you've got Coulombe and Scalzo on the backhand. Those guys dominated as a single line for the Oceanic. In fact, amassing 45 points of the 50 points total that this team scored coming into this final game. But they could not find a way to beat Adam Dennis, and Marc-Antoine Pouliot now joins Darren Millard.
It was a matchup of the top two offenses in the Canadian Hockey League, but Rimouski, who scored the most goals in the CHL this year, held up the score sheet. Marc-Antoine Pouliot. How surprised were you to be down 5-on-3 early on?
It was a disappointment for sure. They got a great goal in 5-on-3, and then after they got another goal at the end of the first. So starting to zip after the first was tough for us, and that's why they won the game, I think.
Saw Doris Labonte giving it to the official a little bit. He wasn't very happy, but the undisciplined play by Eric Nielsen put you behind a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. It's bad for our team, but we'll have to give them the credit. They play well, and I think they play better than us, and that's why they win.
Coming off a great performance in the semifinal against the Ottawa 67s, where you were able to throw the puck around at will. What prevented you from carrying that momentum over to the championship game?
I don't know. They play well defensively. We have a few chances, but we didn't bear it. We didn't complete our opportunity like we did against Ottawa, and they did. So that's why.
Going back to the round robin game, it's now 5 straight periods where they were able to control your line. Is that the toughest test that you guys have faced all year?
Oh, for sure. They're the best team we play all year. Like I said, I've give them the credit. They play well as offensive and defense, so they shut us down.
Appreciate you doing this.
Thank you.
Marc-Antoine Pouliot of the Rimouski Oceanic. Once again, the team that plays in the semifinal can't carry that momentum over to the championship game.
Thank you, Darren, and obviously the disappointment there from Marc-Antoine Pouliot, because there will be significant changes. I mean, we can question who will be back, Sidney Crosby, all the players that might go on to bigger and better things, but we know, John, that Doris Labonte will not be back on the Oceanic.
Well, he came back and rescued this season for the Oceanic. He really did. He came back, he made some deals, got Scalzo, but he is stepping back into the GM spot. The players love him. We talked to Brad Richards. The players absolutely loves him. He realizes what he's got, and he tries to get the most out of that. But he's going to be the GM again, as he was at the start of the season, and either Guy Boucher or Nicholas Chabot will be the coach of Rimouski, and Doris will get to be the GM again.
And you just love his passion. He's so animated. I think he would be perfect for the Hockey Central panel.
Oh, who knows? We move into Quebec.
Bill Waters?
Montreal. We'll
Are you trying to get rid of
Bill who? Bill who? I don't know any Bill.
London Knights get the job done. There is the picture. Championship victory over Rimouski.
Closed captioning brought to you by Best Western. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain.
I must say we're impressed with your firm's capabilities. Things are looking pretty good.
Thanks. I know you have a new office in Singapore, and as it so happens, I travel there about twice a quarter.
Good, good. Let's check the scores before we take off.
The new Jetta. It's all grown up. Sort of.
I want to turn our backyard into our family retreat.
You can at the Home Depot's Grill and Sizzle event. Thousands of outdoor options at guaranteed low prices every day. Plus the know-how to make every dollar work harder and bring your outdoor ideas to life. Get free assembly on barbecues and up to a $100 gift card on select Weber purchases. But hurry, it's 4 days only, May 26th through 29th.
At the Home Depot, you can do it. We can help.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Didn't think I'd bump into you here. Boston Pizza Sports Bar. How great is this? You got great food, great drinks, all your buddies. How about it, guys? Girls. It's open till like really late. Whoa. Well, let's play shirts and skins. Give it a shot. Duck. I guess there is a rule here. They want you to watch the sports, eat the food. They don't want you playing the sports. Sorry to you. You're among friends at Boston Pizza.
Little pointer here, guys. Power windows are not toys.
It was an accident.
Just get in the car, guys.
With child-proof power windows, optional all-wheel drive, and the highest crash test rating, the 2005 Suzuki Ario.
This season, Rogers Sportsnet is your home to the Boston Red Sox. Subscribe to all 4 Sportsnet channels, Sportsnet East, Sportsnet Ontario, Sportsnet West, and Sportsnet Pacific, and get access to over 40 Red Sox games. Follow the Red Sox all season long on Rogers Sportsnet.
Welcome back. We're putting the finishing touches here on the 2005 MasterCard Memorial Cup, and I don't know about you guys, but I've enjoyed myself immensely over the course of the last several days, and somewhat surprised at not just the caliber of play, but the intensity, John.
Well, they know what they're getting coming in. It's a playoff tournament. You've got one game, and you play to get to that one game, and the London Knights were the best team in the country, and they proved it. And fortunately, they didn't have a bad goaltending performance. Adam Dennis, and give credit to Mark Hunter, too. Dale did a great job coaching, but how about Mark Hunter? Brings in a veteran goaltender, and I don't know whether they picked the tournament goalie yet, but who else? It's got to be Adam Dennis.
Well, the parity was tremendous as well, Nick. If you look down the line, I mean, sure, the Kelowna Rockets, a disappointment coming out of the West, and the fact that they'd been here for a third straight year, they didn't finish the way that they had hoped. But Brian Kilray and the Ottawa 67s weren't given a whole lot of credit coming into this event, but four pretty equal teams.
Overall, these kids played their hearts out all week long. We're talking about kids ranging between 16 years of age, McGinn in Ottawa, who's going to be a terrific hockey player, up to overagers that have played their last junior game of their careers. But, I mean, at times, unpredictable, bad penalties, mistakes time and time again, but that equals pretty good, exciting, entertaining hockey.
And that's coaching, though, isn't it? I mean, they're not benching players overall for making mistakes.
That's right. That's right. And the players play with that enthusiasm and excitement that kids do.
Biggest problem, some of these kids are going to go up to the NHL and just get ruined. Don't give up a 3-on-2.
Well, now we watch and we wait and we wonder what happens next for Sidney Crosby. Yes, today he is disappointed, but if he looks ahead, he sees wonderful things, no doubt about that. Sidney Crosby now with Darren Millard.
Teammate Marc-Antoine Pouliot called it the toughest defense you guys have faced all year. Would you concur with that?
Yeah, I think so. They played us really tight tonight. It wasn't just the guys in the back. I think the forwards did a good job of keeping us to the outside, and that was a big part of their win tonight, I think.
Looked like you were getting frustrated at times midway through the second period and on.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, we were trying to get through there, clutching and grabbing a lot, but they played well. I mean, they slowed us down. That's what they're supposed to do, but for sure it gets frustrating when you're trying to fight through that, and you think you can drop penalties, but they're just not coming. But we just tried to keep plugging, but it just wasn't meant to be.
It's been speculated. Do you think you're done in junior hockey?
As of right now, I think so. I think, maybe it's time to move on, but, we'll have to see. There's a lot of uncertainties what's going on right now, and, I'm not really thinking about it a whole lot. I'm just trying to, remember all the good moments I've had so far.
Appreciate you doing this.
Okay, thank you.
Sidney Crosby of the Rimouski Oceanic, a two-time Canadian Hockey League Player of the Year, a World Junior Champion, but runner-up at the Memorial Cup.
Yes, and a classy young man, and you've got 30 National Hockey League general managers just licking their lips.
Yes. Lottery.
For the lottery, weighted balls, all of that stuff.
Pretty impressive. Even the interview with Darren, he says the right things. Overall, the NHL, I'm sure, welcomes this guy with open arms.
Guys, you have to dive deep into the history books to find an example of a more dominant team than the London Knights in junior hockey. Fitting a record-breaking season should end with the Knights hoisting the Memorial Cup in a city where these young men are worshipped. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a wonderful week.